is for everyone. The roller coaster ride has only just begun. Come on. This is our climb. Debunk, demystify, destigmatize, uniting USA and Oz. The world is about round. Her roller coaster goes around, calling all nations at every turn. She is a shooting star of no run. Miss Shorty connects and unites, debunking all the lies. She leads us in a fight. She's a fucking delight.
Hey, shorties. Hey. How are you all this evening? Good to see you. Wait, let me just make sure. Yep, we're good. Look at this new fanciness. What do you think? How good is Adam? Adam drives Helen. Thank you, babe, for my new fully professional backdrop. Yes, something is new, turd. It really is. There's a few new things, actually. Who's here? Hey, Andrew. Good to see you. Stephanie, saying hi to Ernie. Hey, Ernie. Hey, turd. Hey, Prince Lover. Turd. Stephanie. Everyone say hello to turd. Amy. Is Amy here? Did I see Amy's here? Amy's here. Hey, Amy. Taryn is ready for the roller coaster. Yo. Yo. Debbie Blair's here. Adam is here. Hey, babe. Just for shits and pink shits and giggles and turds and shit. That girl, Kim. Hey, girl. Hey, Poppy. And Poppy's here. Poppy. Hey, darling. That's a Poppy. Okay. Have I said no? Jess is here. I didn't say hello to Jess. Hey, Jess. Gorgeous girl. Okay, so it's Saturday night apparently. I don't know. I think it's Sunday here. It is. I'm not even sure. Oh wow. Whoops. Hey Drea, good to see you. Karen Witt is in the house. Emily's here. Mary's in the house. Yay! Everybody's here. This is fantastic. Poppy, yes, that's my girl Poppy. She's very enthusiastic about everything. She's like the dog version of me. She's a little bit too much sometimes, and I have to remember that she's just her. And, Buster, my other dog, is a lot more calm. I see Ruth Ann is in the house. Hey, Ruthie. Good to see you, darling. Yay. Okay. Did I see Trish Pomfrets too? Wait. Have I missed someone? Yes, I have. Trish, hi. I have missed the green on the black screen of the members is tricky for me. Also, make sure you have your allow gifts turned on, because I have 10. I might just do 5. I might do 10 memberships to give away. Might even throw in another 5 from out of my pocket. YouTube gives us 10 a month, and it's the new month. So make sure you've got your allow gifts turned on. All of that. What are we doing today? Well, my washing machine's on, by the way. Sorry, half an hour left to go. I'm a person, yeah. I know Dawn Marie, she's cooked soup in her live, and she goes back to stir it. We're just regular people live streaming. Actually, while I mentioned that being just regular people, obviously it's Saturday night, yeah. So, hey, sister, good to see you. Yes. Colleen's here. It's Saturday night. And I scheduled this live stream for 6 Eastern rather than my normal 7, which makes it tricky for me. Also, are you guys going out of daylight saving? Am I going to be all confused about the time tomorrow for you and me? Yes. Saturday night, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, obviously, Turtle Boy goes live, Aiden. I totally get it. If we're still live, which I think we will be, and you want to go and watch Aiden, that's cool. Get it. It's a great vibe over there. I mean, slow motor's on. You don't really get a chance to talk as much as you'd like, but it's a great vibe, and Aiden's amazing. Turtle Boy's amazing. Could I ask of you, please, when you leave, just slide on out. I can tell. I see the numbers dropping when Aiden goes live or when another creator goes live that you would prefer to watch or spend time in the chat with. That's cool. But like, I'm a human with like it. No, Prince Lover, no, it's the washing machine. Sorry, it's almost finished the spin cycle and then another 20 minutes. We're just doing it. So if you go and watch Aiden, love it, here for it. Not an airport. Just head on out. I can tell that you're leaving and I know the time, so I know why you're leaving. And just think about when you do pop in and out of chats, that's cool. There's so much to watch. It's helpful for me if you, and for the chat too, we could try to keep on topic. And we do stray off topic, but if you're coming in saying about how this and that in other chats, hi Buster, and this and that, like my brain struggles. I'm doing a lot here. Yeah, I've got the dogs, I got the washing machine, I'm trying to remember shit. I'm trying to be like professional. I'm watching the chat. I'm trying to make sure that everything's going good in the chat, going well. So, just remember that when you come in or leave and say, sorry, you got to go to watch a Turtle Boy, that, like, I don't take it personally, but I could, because it's basically saying, look, it's been great being here, but I'm going to go because there's something better to watch. It'd be like if we were dating, yeah, lol, and suddenly I was like, hey, I've had a really fun time with you, but this guy over here is better. So bye. And then when I'm done with that guy, I come back and go, hey, that guy was amazing, but I'm back now. So just keep it in mind, if that's okay. Don't know how to turn on gifts. Are you on a laptop or a device, like a computer or a laptop? I think you need to be, hi, Mrs. Ash. I think you need to be on that kind of device and you need to go into join. And then I think there's a /allow gifts on my channel page. Yep. Yeah, Emily, thank you. We don't need to, wait, I missed the one. Do not bring up nose whistling either. I had a moment yesterday where I had a bit of quite a big cry, actually. Well, for me, being a live streamer, about the Richard Allen Delphi case. And then, now I just nodded laughing. I'm such a classy bitch. And I got a bit of a nose whistle. So I prefer if we don't talk about it, but if you can hear my nose whistling, tell me and I'll I don't know, shut up. Phone. Yeah. Well, you never know, Andrew. Let me gift now. Might as well. I've got to go to a different tab though, right? I'll do it before we've got any audio playing. Oh no, that's going to play audio. Mute. It is muted. I have 10 memberships to give. Yes. Get ready. Did I gift all 10? No, just 5. Happy days. Who got one? C-Star. Janetto, the dogs. Gonetto. Double M. Nikki Zbz, and Terry. Congratulations. Let it flow. Let it rain green. I'm sure Ernie will. I might do another 5 later. Why not? We'll see how we're going. If you all are good. Yay. Yeah, Mary, I do watch Andrea for Delphi, and a little bit of Bob Motter and the Defense Diaries and Ali Motter. It's been tricky. I was watching already 2 trials, the Leilani Simon with Grizzly True Crime, and also Sarah Boone with Emily D. Baker simultaneously. So I played a little bit of catch up. So I've got a bit more spare time to. There it is. Yeah, I can't even focus. Thank you, Taryn. Taryn is my copyright strike expert. Still, I get them. And we also all try to stay on track here. All right. Shall I shut up? Yes. I'll try. Also, this is cool. But obviously, I'm a serious professional. I'm like a known YouTuber. But also, I have some cool sound effects. So I don't know if this is incentive, and I'm so not a grifter, but I'm happy to embrace it. Grifter in the chat. If you want to gift memberships, get yourself a membership, or do super chats or super stickers, honestly, this is just funny, right? I can play this for you, okay?
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Oh my God, it was on loop. Sorry. So I'll take any motherfucker's money if he's giving it away. Yeah. And then. Okay. So that incentive, not sure. Fun, absolutely. So let me share a screen here. No, that's me. Is it this one? I think it's this one. This one? Oh, it's this one. Day 13. Yeah. Hang on. Got to change my layout because Adam fixed it all for me. It's so cool. Okay. And also, so good. All right, Maddie McCabe, what's up? Chuckles? No, it's me. Oh, fatty. Oh my God, what'd I do? Nothing. So, wait. Full screen. Thank you.
Step right up. Walk a step.
That wasn't me sniffing even.
It
wasn't me sniffing.
Nothing but the truth, so help you out. I do. Thank you.
Yay! Lots of people here. 85 people here. Have you hit the like button? Oh, fuck.
All right, Mr. Lally, whenever you're
Yes,
ready.
Mrs. Ash.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Would you please state your name and spell your last name?
Matthew McCabe, MCCABE,
And where do you live, sir?
Canton, Massachusetts.
Canton,
And how long have you
Massachusetts.
lived in Canton?
Be 20 years this coming June.
And during the time that you have lived in Canton, have you lived at the same
Oh, wait,
place? or
it's way
have you
too
lived
slow.
at different-
Hang on, wait.
Different places.
This one?
Where do you live
Yeah.
currently? How long have you lived there?
So we got to do Lally. We're
Currently,
here for the long
I
haul,
will
but
be
let's
10
go
years this June.
1.5.
And where did you live prior to that?
Prior to that, you want the physical address?
Yes.
15 Sutcliffe Ave. I was there for 10 years as well.
Let's go
And
1.75.
with
Lol.
respect to both locations, who, if anyone, you live with?
I live with my wife and my 4 daughters.
And what's your wife's name?
Jennifer,
And how long have you and Jennifer?
Wait,
been together?
did I see Auntie Deb in the chat? Hey, Auntie
20
Deb.
22, so 23 years in August.
And you have 4 daughters, is that right?
That's correct.
And how old are you?
I'm 49. Oh, my daughters?
Your daughters. How old are your daughters?
20, 18, 16, and 15.
And your oldest daughter
Stan,
is
hey, how you
Alexandra.
going?
Yes, that's correct.
Good to see you.
And do you work, sir?
Indie
Yes, I do.
girl.
What do you do for?
Hey, gorgeous.
I work for a information technology solutions firm.
And how long have you been doing that?
Ava's mom's here. I miss.
I think I'm coming on 15 years.
Ah,
And
Trish.
does your wife work?
No,
What does your wife do?
stay home, raises the
I'll
kids.
take any motherfucker's money
Homemaker.
if he giving it away.
I can turn your attention to
Not loud enough. Why is
January
it
28th
lagging?
through January 29th.
Wait, let me get rid
All
of
those
this.
Yes, I do.
days- all the days of the week.
Friday into Saturday.
And
I'm
you
going
work
to
that day on
gift
Friday?
another 5 memberships
yes, I did.
now, okay?
And At
Wait,
that point, you recall me working
because I got to get rid of a few
in an office
screens.
or remotely.
I don't recall if that specific day I was in the office. Sometimes I go in, sometimes I
All
work
right.
at home. So I
Right.
don't recall if I actually was physically in the office. Sometimes I'll go in for a few hours. So I don't recall exactly if I was home or in the office that day.
He's
So
so
regardless, at some point, you
fast.
sort of wrap up work for the day.
Let me just
and,
pause it for a sec. I'm going to gift another 5. I'm going to get rid of all my 10 free YouTube memberships, and then I'll have to shell out of my own pocket. So that doesn't sound like grifter behavior, but well, anyway, we'll see. Who's ready? Who's going to get them? Maybe, hopefully, Jess, Miss Jess MB. Hopefully. Gift 5 now. Yeah. Did we get them? Sorry, I'm too busy doing all of the things. Did people get them? Did it work? Oh my God, I feel like I'm out of the loop. What am I doing with my life? Oh my goodness, hey, it's Chaos here. Hey, babe, good to see you. Martian's here. Wow, let's keep going. Good to see everybody. Hope whoever got memberships, congratulations.
Yes, finished up work and met some friends at a restaurant in Canton before my daughter's basketball game.
And so on that evening, your daughter had a basketball game, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Did I see Karen Cole in the house?
She played for Canton High School.
Is that the varsity game?
Yes,
And which of your daughters, as far as age is concerned, which of your daughters was playing basketball for Kent High School?
that would be my second oldest, who's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
my second oldest.
And so you after work had met some other people at an establishment in Canton. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Where did you go?
The establishment was called the Canton Junction Pub or Canton Junction. I don't know the full name, but just went by the Junction.
And who, if anyone, did you meet?
Oh my God, this is
A
torture.
handful of folks that
Okay.
that play basketball.
One's in the
I play
chat
basketball
if you want me to
on the same
skip through
team,
this
with my
torture
daughter.
or we want to listen to it.
Parents who had kids on the basketball team.
Yes, that's correct.
Was your wife Jennifer there with you at that time as well?
Yes, that's correct.
And about how long were you at the Junction?
Game 6:30, give or take hour and a half.
Why can't I see Deb?
Girls varsity basketball was there sort of like typical time that the game would start?
Why?
People would schedule for them?
Yes,
And what time is that?
typically 6 or 6:30 would be the normal time. I don't
Indie
remember
Girl
if it was a
got one.
6:30 start that night or
Hooray!
actually I think it was a 6:30 start, but typically 6 or 6:30.
So sometime around 6 or 6:30, you make your way over to the high school. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And in that, I mean, was this a home game, road game?
One's in the chat. Mrs.
that
Ash
evening
says
was a home game.
111. Hey, Gigi, good to see you. One's in the chat. 1.75.
Yes,
It is on
they were playing
1.75.
the town of Foxborough High School, and they did not win. They went into overtime and lost.
We don't care about this. Who is anyone?
Jennifer.
Who, if anyone? Yes.
As
yeah.
kids were growing up.
Oh,
what
hi,
kind of
Kelly
things,
Reed.
what kind of
Good to
relationships
see
did you have as
you.
far as with
Yay,
respect to
Kelly Reed's in the house, everyone.
It's growing as like the
Amazing.
youth years. Jennifer was a basketball coach and coached throughout the years. Coached a couple of my daughters.
that? She coached,
111.
And with respect
All
to
right.
your daughter that was playing in the high school game that night, was that one of the daughters that she had coached?
Wait.
Yes, that's correct.
Fair to assume she also coached several girls
Ask and
around
you
the
shall
basketball team,
receive, right?
Yes, a
Ask
few of
and
them,
you
yes.
shall receive.
Now, when you get
Gee, my
to,
computer's
Canton High
being
School
slow
basketball,
today.
is there sort of a typical
Yes, we sit up on the weekends.
Wow,
We
that's
the
loud.
parents on the home side. We tend to sit in the same area.
Sorry, chat.
so
That's
you sit there,
loud.
you
I
watch
tried
the
to put it
game,
up a bit louder
game's
and I
over,
made it
and
too
then
loud.
what is sort of the
All right,
plan from
let's
there,
skip
or
forward.
where do you go?
Shut
After
up,
the
Lally.
game, I drove my younger two
Hey, guess
daughters
what?
back home.
Is that correct?
Needed
Either-
get them. It was about her hockey team, and I was in a diet competition with.
Wait, that's funny.
Or slightly staggered at some point he came in as well, correct?
Yes, just take.
Your wife's car, is there, both of you are in the car, is there sort of a
So whoever it was, and then Adam who passed it on to me, that told me that J is 10 seconds back and L is 10 seconds forward. Like, I love you. Thank you so much. Lifesaver. But let's get going. So many good sound effects.
default as to which of your phones would connect to the Bluetooth, yours versus hers?
Look at it that way, it would be my wife's because it was her car.
So the
Yeah.
phone probably recognize her device over your device, correct?
That is correct.
Now,
Can you mute Lally?
I started the call definitely on my phone because my kids were
I'd like
I was on the call
to.
for a while. So I think I had my kids still in the car when I was dropping them off. So I would have not been
Dazzler.
listening to the call.
Hey,
so I
good
must
to
have been,
see
I
you.
don't remember. I must have been listening on my, holding it in my hand.
and when you come into the waterfalls, you call for what time that is?
9 o'clock, give or take a couple minutes.
Again, you come over to a table closest to the bar, and who's in the group when you get there?
When we arrived, it was
I'm going
Nicole,
to slow it down a little
Caitlin,
bit. Now we're out of the other
Caitlin's
stuff.
boyfriend Tristan, Chris Albert, and Julie Albert. We were also joined by Nick Kolakisas, who I mentioned. I just don't remember if Nick was already in or if Nick walked in right after me, but Nick and I, we got there similar times. I just don't know if he was already sitting in the bar or standing there.
Chat, let me know if 1.5 is right. If you want me to go back to 1.25, he does talk very quickly, but it also is Lally and it's direct exam and it's all basically bullshit. So
When I walked in, or if he came in right after. Oh, and Jen, obviously.
And to be clear, people that were with you at this high top table in this sort of group, either them that you're talking about or throughout the course of the evening, these were people that were either-
K-Fan, hi.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Yeah, family and friends, correct.
And so
Hi,
whether or not
Kelly.
you and Mr. Kolakisas came in at the same time or slightly staggered, at some point he came in as well, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And with respect,
Facts.
obviously you were out when you were at a bar, correct?
Yes.
And from what you recall,
Thank you,
you were
Candy.
drinking, and most, if not all, the other people were drinking as well.
Yes, yeah, everybody at the table, to my recollection, was drinking.
And do you recall specifically what you were drinking on that night?
I do.
And what were you drinking?
I was drinking vodka with water and a splash of Crystal Light.
What a
And is
douche.
that something that you would normally drink?
No.
And why were you drinking that on that?
I was in a diet competition with other people in the town, so I was trying to stay away from any beer, which
What
would
a
be what I
dickhead.
typically would drink.
And as far as your observations of the other people there throughout the course of the night, did you know anyone in your group, either at that time or subsequent in the night, to be sort of overly intoxicated? Or
We all say
drunk or
hey
anything
to
like that?
Karen.
No.
Always love for
And
Karen.
as far as
And
the other
Kelly.
people in your group, as far as drinking was concerned, at that time or anytime later in the night,
Phoebe.
was their drinking sort of
Oh, wait, I
commensurate
missed
with
it.
the amount that you were
Hi,
drinking?
Phoebe.
I wasn't paying attention to see who was drinking, how much they were drinking.
Hi, Coco. Good
know,
to see you.
I don't even know how many I had. Maybe at least 3, maybe 5. I don't know for sure. But give or take something there. But again, I wasn't paying attention to see if anybody was drinking faster than somebody else or et cetera.
And in that sense, sort of how long were we at the waterfall?
Got there at 9 and left a little after 12, so a little over 3 hours.
So roughly 9 o'clock to about midnight or so, correct?
Yes, a little. I recall leaving a little after midnight. Correct.
Now, the initial group that you walked over to around the time that you got there, did that group expand or contract? Did people come or leave? Or can you explain sort of the order of that over the course of the evening?
Yes. Shortly after we settled in, Nick's wife showed up. Could have been 15, 20 minutes. I don't remember the exact time, but Nick's wife, Karina, came. And give or take 45 minutes, an hour after that, Brian Albert Sr. and Brian Higgins showed up.
Ooh, Higgy.
And around 11-ish, give or take, I don't know the exact time, Karen Reed and John O'Keefe showed up as well.
We asked a little bit about some of those other. But let me ask first about, as far as Caitlin's boyfriend, Mr. Morris, how long was he there then?
I don't recall how long he was there. I do know he left. He had mentioned something about working that evening. There was obviously a snowstorm coming in that evening, and he had mentioned that he was going to go home for a little bit before he had to go out and, I don't know if he was plowing or shoveling or doing something, but he was going to be going out that evening to plow, I believe.
And Christopher Albert and Brian Albert, they're brothers, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And,
Like,
Christopher
ew,
Albert,
Coco.
Albert, is that right?
Ew.
Yes.
And she is also
Yikes.
friends with your wife, Jennifer McCabe, correct?
Yes.
And been so for years, as far as you know.
As far as I know, yes, they've been friends for years.
Now, you mentioned someone by the name of Brian Higgins. Did you know Brian Higgins prior to that evening?
Yes.
I mean, how did you know?
I had met Brian a few times, social settings. I recall meeting him at the Junction one evening. I believe I met him at a graduation party. I don't know how many times I met Brian, but I met him maybe 3, 4 times. I don't know exactly how many. So I knew who he was.
You knew who he was as far as he was friends or friendly with your brother-in-law, Brian Albert, correct?
Yes.
And that's how you knew him, was through Brian Albert?
Yes.
And do you know where Brian Albert Sr. and Brian Higgins had been prior to coming to the waterfall?
Yes, I was informed that they were in New York, coming back from New York from a funeral of a New York police officer.
And both of them, as far as
Yes,
Brian Albert
Emily,
Sr. and Brian
yes.
Higgins, they were in law enforcement, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned that at some point around 11 or so, John O'Keefe and Karen Reed came into the waterfall.
Go.
Yes.
And just to be clear, when you speak of Karen Reed,
Why?
that's
That's
someone that you met prior to this evening as
disgusting.
well.
Yes, that's correct.
And Larry purposes for the record, do you see Ms. Reed in courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Could you just describe as to where she's seated or an article of clothing?
She's seated at the table with her attorneys. You want me to describe her clothing?
If you could.
Black, I don't know, sweater, I'm not sure, dress.
Just ask the record of identification.
Yes.
Now, with regard to Mr. O'Keefe first, how was it that you knew Mr. O'Keefe?
I've met John O'Keefe when he started to be the caretaker for his niece and nephew after their
Why can't I
after their parents had
see
passed.
And specifically, you're referring to Patrick and Kaylee Furbush, is that correct?
That is correct.
Their mother and father tragically passed away, and Mr. O'Keefe then became their guardian, correct?
That is correct.
And when you met Mr. O'Keefe, was that when you were living at the house on Sutcliffe?
Yes.
And where was that house in relation to where Mr. O'Keefe initially lived with his niece and nephew?
A couple hundred yards. 2 different streets. It's a neighborhood with multiple streets. My house was on
Worst
Sutcliffe.
teeth.
Drive down Sutcliffe, maybe pass 1, 2, 3, 4 houses.
One,
Took a right, and that
four
was John.
houses?
That was the street that the kids lived on. Maybe 4 houses up on the right.
And with reference to, you mentioned that you had 4 daughters, is that correct?
Yes.
And were any of your daughters around the same age as John's niece, Kaylee?
Yes. My 3rd daughter is the same age, same grade as Kaylee.
And about this time that John moved in this house, close to the house you were living on Sutcliffe, about how old was your daughter and his niece, Kaylee?
I believe it was kindergarten. How old would you be in kindergarten?
5, 6,
7? I don't know.
5.
Kindergarten plus. So
Okay.
fair to say they were very young, correct?
Yes.
And with reference to the kids,
Guys.
beyond sort of being neighbors, what if any relationship that either you or your wife have with regard to Mr. O'Keefe and specifically the niece and nephew?
I'm sorry. Just the door. I was trying to.
Oh,
No, the door was shaking, so I
finally.
couldn't hear the end of it.
So
Hey,
around that time,
Deb,
Mr.
I
O'Keefe moved in with
finally
his niece and
see
nephew
you.
and so forth,
Hi,
regarding
good to
this
see
Yes.
you.
What if any relationship beyond being neighbors did yourself and or your wife have with respect to Mr. O'Keefe and kids?
Oh, yeah, we had a good relationship, especially my wife. She was having the kids the same age, Kaylee, and my daughter. She was very involved with helping him out, whether it's rides to various events. Throughout those years, I'd also coached Kaylee myself a couple times in soccer, and my wife also coached her in basketball. So play dates, things of that nature. Various times we'd go out with John, where he would meet up somewhere where we were. So a friendly relationship where, John was, in essence, acting as a mother and a father. And so you do a lot of communicating through my wife in regards to needing help and things of that nature.
And in
Sorry,
particular,
had to let the
Missy,
dogs out.
Kaylee, and your daughter, who was around the same age, were they friends?
Yes, they were friends.
And about how close were they, particularly around that younger age?
They were very close in the young age. Kaylee would spend a lot of time at our house, spend a lot of time sleeping over. So they were very close.
And Kaylee in particular, was she, how close was she with your wife, Jen?
Kaylee was close with Jen. Kaylee was mature, well beyond the other girls in regards to she was bright and she was very articulate. So she could have conversations with the adults much better than the other kids. Having 4 girls, she's a bright kid.
Hey, Chaos! Congratulations on your engagement, gorgeous. I congratulations. Chat, say congratulations to Chaos. She got engaged, and yes, wow, that's so cool. Congratulations. Many happy years ahead, my love.
Now, at some point, Mr. O'Keefe and the kids moved from that house, and you also moved from the house on Suffolk, correct?
That is correct.
And you're all
I'm pretty sure I moved first. Yes.
And about how far away from the house on Suffolk was your new house?
It's right up the street, driving in a car, 2 minutes. I don't know, mile and a half. I'm not sure the exact distance, but not far away.
And where did John and the kids move?
They moved a little further away from, they're probably a couple miles away, 2.5, 3 miles. I don't know the exact distance. Not far. That side of town, everything's fairly close.
And specifically, they moved to a house on Meadows Avenue, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And the nature of your relationship, you and your wife's relationship with John and the kids and your daughter and Kaylee, did that sort of continue throughout after each of you moved from the original neighborhood?
Yes.
Now, with respect to the defendant, Ms. Reed, when was it that you first met her?
It's COVID 2020. We met her summertime of, I think it was the COVID year. It was 2020 summer.
Can you recall the circumstances of that or how you came to meet her? At
Pat Sanford in
Yes,
the
I do.
house. Hey, girl.
What were the circumstances? Where did you meet her?
John had reached out to my wife, Jen. It was on a Saturday. I don't know if they connected that Saturday or the Friday, but they connected. John asked if he could come by the house with the kids. We have a pool, so he wanted to come by with the kids swimming and wanted to introduce Karen to us. Specifically wanted to introduce Karen to my wife, Jen.
You know why that was?
Yes, because they were dating, and he informed my wife
Beckers,
that
Pat Sanford.
Karen had MS,
Hey, wait.
and my wife has MS. So he thought it'd be good for the two of them to get to know each other. Could have
Pat, there's something that I think you might appreciate here. So wait.
conversations with each other. Obviously, both suffering from MS.
How long has your wife suffered from MS?
I'm gonna say I think she's been suffering for a while, but I'm gonna say her diagnosis maybe 9 years. I don't remember the exact date. I'm gonna say about 9.
But also, and so it begins. And so it
I'll
begins.
take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Thank you, Mr. Meathook. Thank you. And let's just play that again because it's great.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
So good. Suggestions in the chat if there's other sound effects or grab sound bites you'd like, and we'll see if we can make it happen, Adam and I.
9 years.
And so, Mr. O'Keefe, Ms. Reed, the defendant, and the two children came over to the house that day. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And about how often did you see Ms. Reed from that summer of 2020 until about the time of January 2022?
I would see her. There was a couple other times that John and Karen came by the house with the kids. I'd also see her at
Nice one,
sporting
Duck
events,
Sauce.
whether it was soccer, whether it was basketball. Would see her at events, whether it was practices, picking somebody up. I would see Karen around.
And as far as you knew, or what if anything, let me ask you this: as far as your relationship with Mr. O'Keefe, is someone he was dating, or what was going on with someone he was dating's relationship? Is that the kind of thing that the two of you would discuss?
This.
You're asking John and I if he would. No, John and I don't recall ever having any conversations about his relationships with me directly.
And that
But
applies
did you
to-
hear any,
and
Fatty
it applies to
Matty?
Any other relationship you had while you were friends, correct?
Correct.
Now, turning your attention back to the waterfall on the evening of the 28th, when Mr. O'Keefe and the defendant come in, where is it that they went in relation to the group at the high top on the first?
They came in and immediately made
Man,
contact with
that's
us, walked right
pretty
over to our table.
impressive. 40
40
years.
How you shaking hands, hugging? How you guys doing? Good to see you. Typical meet and greet when you see somebody that you're friends with.
And if you recall, was there a particular sort of side of the table, or where were you situated in relation to the table, and who, if anyone, was situated around?
Yes, if you if I was to be looking at the table, long table, I spent most of the time at the end of the table, kind of in the corner on the right side. Nick Kolokisis was right next to me. There was a wall. It's kind of thin. The table ends. There's a little space and there's a wall right behind you. Nick was there. I was there. Jen, Karina were on this side most of the time. Brian and Brian were on the opposite side of the table, my recollection. I mean, there was obviously some movement around, but I spent most of the time, again, if the table's coming across, standing on the edge. I did sit down for a little bit, if I recall, but definitely on the edge of the long table.
It's fair to say the Kolokisis didn't really know anybody at the table besides yourself and your wife.
Fair to say. They obviously knew who John was. They have a daughter as well, the same age as Kaylee. I don't know if they hung out with them, but fair to say that obviously it was my family and was there, Jen's family. So yes, I'd say in general, correct.
The sirens.
You get
The
water.
sirens. Right, yeah, get some water there. So
Now,
good.
sir, if I could ask, as far as Mr. O'Keefe was concerned, do you recall anything about what he was wearing that night?
I recall it, a baseball cap, and he tends to brim it over a little bit, and shirt and jeans. I don't know exactly.
Welcome from the UK.
What are you
Hi,
wearing?
Do you
hi.
recall seeing him at any
International.
point in time with any kind of winter coat or heavy coat or anything like that?
Not that I recall. If he had one on, he had one on. I don't recall it.
And as far as his person, his features, what you could see, what if any injuries did you observe on him at that time?
I did not see any injuries.
And do you recall what John was drinking that night?
I believe he's drinking Bud Light beer.
Is that pretty typical for him?
Majority
Yikes.
of times I saw John, yes, he was
That's
drinking Bud
another
Light.
one.
I do
Sorry,
recall
but
when he came to my
yikes.
house for that first meet, he was drinking Bud Light Limes, which I thought was interesting, but it was at a pool, and maybe it was a summer drink for him. I'm not sure.
Fair enough.
I think I gave him a hard time.
Now, with reference to Miss Reed that night, what, if anything, did you observe her to be drinking or how?
She was drinking a clear liquid. I just
A
assumed it was a
clear
vodka,
liquid.
soda or vodka something.
And as far as the absence of Crystal Light, which I'll leave that alone for now, but absent of Crystal Light, was it similar to the drink that you were having that night?
Yes, could have been vodka water. Exactly. I don't know.
Could have been just water.
Now, do you know where the two of them, being Mr. O'Keefe and the defendant, do you know where they had come from prior to coming into the waterfall?
John had said they were came over from across the street from
Literally.
C.F. McCarthy's.
Now, let me ask you, as far as you were going to the waterfall, or your understanding was that it was your nephew, Brian Albert Jr.'s birthday, correct?
Yes.
And was he at the waterfall any time that you were there?
No.
And at some point, did you learn where he was?
Yes, I learned.
Hey, there's 202 of you in the chat right now. It's 203. Have you hit the like? Just if you can, take one moment to X out of the chat. If you're not in the chat, why? It's the best chat on YouTube. Seriously, so fun. We stay on topic all the time. And if you're lurking, I'd love you, 209 of you, to hit the like button. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Much appreciated. Yes. And also, it's Saturday night. And if you relaxing, kicking back for the evening, why not a little bit of this? Why not? It's only early here, 9:30. I can't. But you could. Cheers. Cheers, chat. Cheers. Happy Saturday.
I learned he was still home.
And was there any conversation, or do you know why he was still home?
My understanding is I thought we were
Thank
waiting
you,
for him. He never showed
Shari.
up.
Mwah, mwah,
My understanding
mwah.
was he chose to stay home. I had a couple friends over the house.
Hi, Danny.
Now-
Good to see you.
From the time that you were in, the waterfall, how would you describe?
Whatever
the
floats your
mood or
boat,
the
Pat
demeanor
Sanford.
of-
Whatever floats your boat.
Everybody was just having a good time, hanging out, socializing, talking. As I said, there was a live band playing for a little bit, and
What was
Just
the
a
band
normal
called? The Grab
And
Asses.
as far as
Grab
the
asses.
defendant and Mr. O'Keefe were concerned, from what you could see or your observations, was there any sort of fighting or arguing or anything like that you observed between the two of them over the course of the evening at the waterfall?
Good question,
No, I did
Belinda.
You mentioned that you had left the waterfall sometime after midnight. Is that correct?
Like always.
Yes, that's
Jess,
correct.
Always.
And before we get to that, over the course of the evening at the waterfall, did you have occasion to have conversation with either Mr. O'Keefe or the defendant?
yes, I did.
And would that be both?
Yes.
And starting with Mr. O'Keefe, what, if any, conversation, generally speaking, do you recall having with Mr. O'Keefe that evening?
I believe that night I think that night he was out because Kaylee, maybe they just got the acceptance from Kaylee. He was excited about her acceptance to what's the school? Bishop Fian, a local high school.
I like it.
And that was something that you were aware of that she had applied for to get into that school, correct?
Yes.
And With respect to Ms. Reed, what if any conversations you recall? in
Wait,
regard to
wait,
Ms.
wait,
Um,
wait,
no
wait,
conversation.
wait. Yikes. I need to get a mouse, Adam. I need to get a mouse.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Thank you, Candy. Lurking fees. Lurkers unite. That's cool. Lurk away. We love the lurkers. We love replay crew, and we love the Camp Shorty chatters. You're all welcome here.
I'll take any
Absolutely.
motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Back to it.
She, hi, how you doing? Good to see you. She made a reference to myself asking how Jen and I do it. And I said, she was talking about with 4 girls. How do we do it? How do you raise the 4 girls? You guys look happy. And I actually joked to her. I said, well, we're at a bar. Considering, it's obviously any marriage will tell you have your ups and downs.
South
A
Africa,
brief conversational,
cool.
nothing of any substance. Just good to see you.
Now, this time that you're talking about that you're leaving shortly after midnight, is that around the time that sort of the bar was winding down for the evening?
Yes.
The band that had been playing before, were they still playing? Or have they-
No, they had,
It is 9:37 a.m. on Sunday here. I got up I set my alarm for 5 to be ready for a 9 a.m. kickoff for us. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And now you guys are about to go to, dirty paws, Maddie. You guys are about to go to No More Daylight Savings, and I'll have to amend all of my scheduled StreamYard streams to stay the same time for Eastern. And then it's just a whole thing. Time zones. Time is a flat circle, and it's a whole thing.
they had stopped earlier, before 12. I don't remember the exact time, but they definitely stopped earlier. There were some people there, but our table was definitely the last table to wrap it up. Well, some people left before me, but the band was packing up packing up all their equipment.
And so in that vein, if you recall, can you tell the jury sort of the order of people from your group and when they left and things of that?
Yes. So Brian.
Fun fact, Lisa. Well, 2 fun facts. My name is Lisa. So hi, Lisa. Cool name. Love it. And also, when I was about 6 months old, I was adopted from Canada by 2 Australian expats. And when I was about 6 months old, we as a family, the 3 of us, moved to Needham and lived there until I was about 3.5 when we returned to Australia. So there you go. Fun fact. It's it's worldwide, and I am relevant. Lol.
So Brian, Albert, Brian Higgins, and Nicole.
Okay, let's listen. Pay attention.
Were packed up, leaving before
Moon
us. Then
fall into fall.
My wife, Karen, Karina,
Hi, Moon Bunny.
John and Chris, they started leaving before us. I think John was delayed, but they walked out, and Nick and I were the last 2 at the table.
Yes.
I recall us picking up
Gone
some of
to
the
the
empty
dogs.
glasses and beer bottles, and because they said the bar was right behind us. So I recall picking up the glasses and some of the bottles and bring them to the bar, as well as a couple of the members of the band were sitting on the edge of the bar, and just some brief conversation with them. Good job, guys coming back, things of that nature. And then Nick and I walked out.
Now, over the course of the evening at the water.
My dad was a medico, a doctor, and he worked at Newton. There's a hospital in Newton, right? He worked there. That's why they moved. And he had a chair at Harvard in the medical school. And there you go. Synchronicity, huh?
While you were there, what if any conversation was had amongst the group in regard to any plans of where to next or where people were going after the water?
Yes. As mentioned, we thought we were going to meet my nephew. He didn't come out. I found out he had a few friends at the house. When Brian and Nicole were leaving, they had mentioned that Brian was at the house with a couple friends, and we were welcome to come back and have a celebratory drink for his birthday. So he had extended an invite to the table. Like, hey, who's ever around wants to come back, you're welcome.
So that was sort of extended to the entirety of the group, is that correct?
That is correct.
And so what was your understanding, at least as far as your plan, you and your wife, Jennifer, when you were leaving Washington?
That we'd be stopping by Brian and Nicole's house.
And so prior to that discussion regarding stopping by your brother-in-law, Brian Albert's house.
I was muted. I almost forgot.
To his brother, Christopher.
Yes, that one. That
What
one.
if any other discussion, other than going to your brother-in-law, Brian Albert's house, was there at the table in regard to places to go after?
Yes. There was discussion about going to D&E Pizza. That's a pizza sub shop that.
So am I still muted? No, goodness, thank goodness. If you're on a laptop or a computer, desktop, you just go to my channel homepage, and in the join thing, I'm pretty sure once you go into the join screen, if you go up to the toolbar and put /allow gifts, That's how you get it. And YouTube then randomly selects chat members. It can be, that's my washing machine. Sorry. It randomly selects. It doesn't necessarily have to be people chatting. It can be lurkers. So lurkers have gotten memberships. But yeah, I might do another 5 in a little while. Let it rain green, huh? I'll have to shell out for that one. But yeah. And thank you, Moon Bunny. Thank you. Camp Shorty tank tops. What? Yes. Thanks, Sheen. How do you say it? Sheen. Like 12 tops for less than $100 Australian, which is about $70 US. So no, wait. Yes, that conversion.
That Chris Albert owns in Canton Center, which is 100 yards, whatever, across the street from the waterfall.
And what was the substance of that discussion and who was involved in that discussion?
Yes, the discussion, we've done that in the past where we've wrapped up for the night. We've gone over there and turned the ovens on and have made some pizza. In this particular instance, Karen had asked if we could do that. She wanted to go to D&E.
Hi,
she wanted to make pizza. Chris and I were adamant that we were not going to D&E
Hi,
because
Nonna
we were on this
Robin.
diet and we were not going to go.
I like your
subject
profile
ourselves
picture.
to late night pizza. So we said no, we're not going to D&E. Though we had conversations. Karen wanted to go, but we kept saying no, we're not going to go.
When you say you kept saying, is that something that the defendant raised once or more than once?
More than once.
Now, when you leave, you and Mr.
Snap.
Rodriguez and you walk out of the waterfall, you go over to your car in the parking lot. Is that right?
Same.
Yes, that's correct.
And
Cool.
Your car, I mean, your wife Jennifer's car. Is
My
that right?
necklace just
Yes.
fell off.
And where
BRB.
was she in relation to the car when you did?
She was already in the car.
So let me ask you, as far as where was she seated within the
Oh, sorry. She was in the driver's seat.
So you get in front, passenger side, is that right?
That's correct.
And when you get into the car, what, if any, communication did you become aware of between your wife and Mr. O'Keefe?
When I got into the vehicle, my wife received a text from John and it said, where to? He was looking for the address. I told my wife, we were starting to drive out of the parking lot. I told her just call him instead of texting him back.
Rather than text while she's driving, you advise her just call him back.
Correct.
And did you call him?
She did.
And with respect to that Bluetooth that we were discussing earlier within the call.
Thank goodness
this
he
call
was
from,
safe
your
with
wife
his
and
like,
Mr.
don't
Johnson,
text
was
and
that
drive.
using the Bluetooth technology?
I'm assuming it was. I don't recall, but I knew he was on the phone asking what the address was.
Let me ask you this. Could you hear both sides of the conversation?
I could hear him, yes.
So you heard your wife talking and you heard John talking, correct?
Yes.
And as far as that communication with reference to where to or where to go, or the address, describe to the jury sort of what that conversation consisted of.
Conversation was the address, 34 Fairview. And I actually was definitely mumbling stuff from my seat saying, come out, take a right, take a left on Sherman and 34 Fairview. And that was that initial call, was just giving him the address and telling him Sherman's easiest way.
And so when you say that initial call, was there a subsequent call while you were still en route to 34 Fairview?
Yes, there was a call a few minutes later. Somehow, I don't know why, but somehow they
Wait.
didn't know where the house was. I recall.
Does anyone ever wonder why Karen and John didn't just use maps on their phone for those directions? Why did they have to be calling people for directions? It sounds suspicious to me. It feels like maybe those phone calls were not calls for directions, right? But other stuff. Your thoughts, chat? What do you think? What are your suspicions? 216 in the chat. Yo! Thank you for being here. Lurkers, replay crew, chatters, Camp Shorty, mega weekend. Whoa.
Paul, again, my assumption would be they'd come from Sherman, from Chapman Street. My wife referenced a friend of Kaylee's who lives off of Fairview. We said, well, you know where this child lives? He said, yes. Okay. Drive past her street and the house will come up on the left.
And the friend of Kaylee's, what was her name?
Her name is Bella.
So someone, you recall whether it was you or your wife that made reference to Bella's house?
I think we both did. I think I said it, and then I think my wife repeated it.
And that was someone, the Bella child was someone who was friends with both your daughter and with Kaylee, is that correct?
Yes.
The Bella
Exact
child.
Same age, same grade.
Lally, you're a doofus.
Now, when you were talking on this second conversation, again, you could hear both sides of the conversation, is that right?
That's correct.
And as far as Mr. O'Keefe's side of the conversation, what, if anything, you can say as far as
Oh, what if
Who was coming
anything?
or-
Sorry, I'm having so much
who
trouble
was
with this necklace clasp. It's not even.
He
funny.
didn't make any reference to. You're asking if he made reference of anybody else? Is that what you're asking?
what I'm asking is when he was saying as far
Amen.
as looking for the house, was he?
Oh, we're on our way. Okay, great, we're on our way.
And from obviously the earlier interaction that you had with him saying we, who did you infer that we be?
Karen,
And at any point in time during the conversation that you had, where you were hearing both sides, did you hear Ms. Reed in the background at any point?
I did not recall hearing Ms. Reed. No.
Now, about how far a drive is it, or how long a drive is it, roughly from the waterfall to 34th Fairview?
Bob Weir, there you go. Exactly. It's
The
very
way I would
weird,
go,
huh?
4 minutes.
Very
Give or take 5
strange.
minutes. There's multiple ways, but depends on how you go, I guess.
And the way that you go, as far as what you're talking about, is that your recollection of how or where your wife drove that night?
Yes.
Now, as far as when you arrive at the house, where did your wife park the vehicle in relation to the house?
She pulled the vehicle into the driveway.
And you're obviously familiar with the address or the residence at 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes, I am.
Been there several times before this evening.
Yes, I have.
And essentially, there's 2 garage doors on the house. There's one on the left, one on the right. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you recall whether or not your wife parked on the left side of the driveway or the right side of the driveway?
I believe it was the left, but the driveway is fairly wide. It kind of widens out, not just the 2 doors. So I don't know if she was
Two
right on the
doors?
left where the where the
34
walkway is, or if she was
Fairview.
one kind of more in the middle, because that driveway you can pull up even on the right of her, but somewhere I don't know exactly. But she pulled into the driveway.
So she pulls in the driveway. She parks. You guys go in the house, correct?
Yes.
When you get inside the house, who, if anyone, do you observe there?
When we entered the house, we observed Caitlin.
I'm going to give
Brian
5 more
Jr.
memberships.
Brian had 2 friends there, Julie Nagel and Sarah Levinson. Brian Higgins.
Cross your fingers.
And Brian Albert Sr.
And where?
Did I say Nicole? Nicole. I don't know if I said Nicole.
And where in the house were they situated?
When I recall, everybody was congregated when you walk in the front door, to your right, there's a table, and then there's an open floor where it goes right to the kitchen and the room with the table. They just flow into each other. So people are surrounding either the island in the kitchen and or the table area.
And from your recollection, is that essentially where people mainly congregated throughout the course of the night that you were there?
Yes.
And about how long a period of time were you there at 34 Fairview that night?
Hey, wait.
I'd say a little.
I don't know how this works because that was my money, but you know what? You know what? It's worth it.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Wait. Back to it.
A little over an hour. No, hour and 40. Got there about 12:20ish. Left 1:40, 1:45. I don't know the exact time. 1:40, 1:45ish. So
You got there somewhere closer to 12:30, and you left somewhere closer to about 1:45, 2 a.m. Is that correct?
got there about 12:20,
Thank you.
give or take, and then left about 1:40, 1:45. I don't know the specific time, but somewhere around there.
And similar to the question I asked you about the waterfall, as far as
Oh,
the,
hi,
how
Joseph.
would
Good to
describe
see you.
the demeanor of the group in the house when you got
Everybody was hanging out. I know Julie was excited. We just showed up. Good to see us. Brian, excited that we came by.
Break.
Normal?
Members, there are
So,
cool emojis
there's
in the
no-
chat
no
if you want to
tension, no
use
arguments, no
them.
nothing like that while you were at the house.
No.
And do you recall sort of what you were doing while you were at the house, or what the group was doing?
Kind of hanging out, talking, sitting around the table, engaging. Music was on. Just having a good time, just hanging out, talking, enjoying each other's
1.5.
company. I do recall my wife put on a foolish video that she wanted to show the kids at the table. But other than that,
Sorry, I got to sort my shit out a bit. Such a professional. But there's a reason for the pause.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Wait, show. I'm a professional. I'm such a professional. Back to it, team. Thank you so much, Joseph. I appreciate your kind generosity. And so we get to hear that soundbite. Back to it.
just socially hanging out with each other.
The foolish video that you're talking about, do you recall what that was?
Yes.
And can you describe that to the jury?
It was a video for the song It's Raining Men.
It's raining men.
Do you recall, generally speaking, what was in the video? Why was it a foolish video as you described?
Well, it's a in the family. It's one of Jen's sisters had put on a show before with an umbrella. So at some point, my wife came across this video.
Thanks for being
and it
here,
was people just
everybody. It's
dancing
great
around.
to
So she
see
was
you all.
showing my niece and my nephew and the friends the video so they could see. You know, we're kind of picking on my sister-in-law.
And you have another nephew by the name of, I'm sorry. Are you familiar, you mentioned that earlier at the waterfall, there was Christopher and Julie Albert, is that right?
Yes.
Familiar with them, your wife is friends with Julie, correct?
Texas in the house.
yes.
Yes.
And you know their children as well, is that right?
Yes, I do.
And specifically, you know their middle child, Colin.
Yes.
And at any point in time in the evening when you were there at 34 Fairview Road, was Colin Albert there at any point?
No, he was not.
You didn't see him that night at all?
Hey,
Never saw
Chicken Palm. Good to
You
see
know
you.
your oldest daughter, Albert, correct?
Yes, I do.
And at any point in time when you were at 34 Fairview, did you see her or vehicle or anything Did you have any knowledge that your daughter Allie was there at the time that you were there?
No, she was not.
She wasn't there. You didn't see her there. You didn't know if she was
Oh,
in
what
there
am
before
I
you
doing
were.
with my life?
Correct. Correct.
Now, turning back into the house, as far as the group that you were with, was there any point in time that anyone from that group,
Suspicious.
that sort of general area of the dining room and the kitchen that you recall?
We were in that room. There's a room right next to the kitchen with a doorway that you can walk through. I was seated at the table, but you could walk through the doorway. You know, I know Julie Nagel went into that room because she was looking out the door. And other people could have walked in and out of that room. It's right there, right next to us.
At any point in time over the course of that evening, did you see anybody sort of go upstairs or downstairs to the basement or anywhere else but that general area of those 3 rooms in the home?
I did not see
You're
it.
welcome.
Now, at some point, you mentioned that Julie Nagel was looking outside for something. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
How long was that in reference to after you arrived and then when that happened?
Again, I don't know the exact time. I'm going to say could have been 3 minutes, could have been 5 minutes, somewhere in that vicinity. We arrived, said hello, good to see everybody. And shortly after, she had mentioned that her brother was there to pick her up.
Now, as far as the Levinson and Miss Nagel, they were friends of your nephew, Brian Albert Jr., is that right?
That's correct.
And did you know them at all at that time, when you arrived there on the 28th?
Miss Levinson, I did not know. First time I met her. I definitely met Julie before. She had, Brian and her hang out. So I definitely met her. I think she's been, I don't know if it was previous to this or after this, but Julie has, helped my nephew Brian, when we go on vacation.
Yeah, I don't think that he was in the basement either, Solo Dove. I don't believe so. Rachel, gee, I do have some plans to hopefully be residing permanently in the States in the next few months. I'm a shocking adult. I'm terrible at adulting and I have a very busy life. But yes, wouldn't that be delightful? I will be on the West Coast with Adam. But yeah, that. But also
I'll
this.
take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
And that's for Martian. Thank you, Martian. Thank you. I got to make that more streamlined. Yikes.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Back to it. Thank you so much, Martian. And congratulations to whoever got those 5 randomly selected by YouTube gifted memberships. Welcome to Camp Shorty. Yo, hey, Shorties.
We have a dog, and Brian would usually be the go-to to let the dog out, etc. And I know Julie has helped him. I just don't know if that was previous to that or after. But I definitely met Julie before, yes.
So we met her before, but essentially met her as a friend of your nephew's, correct?
Yes.
Someone that you knew particularly well, is that fair to say?
Correct.
Oh, my goodness. You're testing me.
So
You're
after
testing me.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Yes. Going out the door, correct.
And do you know why she was going out the door?
She said her brother was there to pick her up, but she didn't want to leave.
And at any point in time, did either yourself or your
Welcome.
wife, have an offer
I'm glad
to
you're
either
enjoying
Nagel or
it.
Miss Levinson or both
We
of
have
them
fun
to
here. We
stay
stay on
Yes,
topic
yes.
always.
We informed my wife and Foreman that if they wanted to stay because we just got there, we would be more than willing to drive them home.
And fair to say, at this point in time, you didn't even know where Miss Levinson or Miss Nagel lived, is that correct?
No idea.
You didn't really know what you signed up for as far as driving home?
I will.
Oh,
We
Canton's
will.
not that big of a town, so I wasn't too scared. But yeah, I didn't know
Adam
exactly where they
lives in
lived.
an
I knew they were
RV.
from Canton.
Like a cool one.
Now, at some point when Miss Nagel goes outside, what, if anything, drew your attention to the outside of the house?
When she went outside, or when she was opening the door, her or somebody referenced that there was another vehicle out front.
And so upon hearing that, where did you go?
Upon hearing that, we just assumed that was obviously John and Karen. So
Hi, babe.
I don't recall if I looked out the window first or looked out the door first, but I looked out to see the other vehicle out in front of the house.
And just to be clear, when you say window and when you say door, like which window and which door?
Well, I was sitting at the table, and right behind me is a window. Or if I stood up and took 5 steps, there's the front door of
Door.
the house. So
Front door.
again,
In addition to sort of the regular front doors, there's like a storm door or something that you would have been able to see through. Is that?
that would be the front door. I would call the storm door. That yes, I could see out the front. There's another door. If you're looking at the house, it's your front door, windows, and then there's another door. Julie looked out or went out through that door. I either looked out the window or walked over to the front door, which would be the opposite door.
Reese.
Regardless if you looked out the window or you looked out the storm door or the front door. When
Thank
looked out,
you.
what did
Thank you.
I'll take any
I noticed
motherfucker's
the
money if he giving it away.
big SUV parked in front of the house.
So cool.
And
Love.
what color the SUV was?
At the time, it was dark. I didn't know if it was a black SUV, a dark green, or dark blue, but it was a dark SUV.
And at the time, were you familiar with either or both of the vehicles of Mr. O'Keefe and or the defendant, Mr. Reed?
UK. Thanks, Lisa.
Yes, I
Good
knew
to
Karen
see
drove a dark
you.
SUV. I didn't know the make and model. I just knew she drove a dark SUV. I'd seen it at a pickup and things of that nature.
And did you know what kind of vehicle that Mr. O'Keefe drove around that time?
I think he had a smaller SUV. I don't remember the make.
Remember what
He
color?
had No, I don't remember the color of his SUV. And another car too that he drove around. I remember that. That's about it.
Yes,
And
this.
when you're looking
This.
out from either the window or the door, where was the dark SUV in relation to the house?
If you came out that front door, pretty much right in front of the house, parked in front of the house.
Now, you mentioned that Ms. Nagel had left the house through the other door and gone outside. Is that right?
That's correct.
When you looked out, could you see Ms. Nagel or where she had gone?
No, there was another vehicle, again, coming out the front door. If you go to the left, there's a driveway. There was another vehicle over there. I don't know if it was on the street facing this way, if it was pulled in. I would just look out the front door and notice the car to be like, oh, that's John.
Car.
That was my focus. I didn't look for Julie.
Now, as far as the other vehicle, did you observe at least enough to know whether or not it was behind the dark SUV, in front of the dark SUV, or something else?
Hi, Jamie.
Yeah, it was to the left. It was equivalent to where the driveway was. And then after the end of the driveway, there was a Jeep. And after the Jeep was the SUV.
The
dark
Jeep,
SUV.
huh? The Jeep.
With respect to, just from your perspective,
Jeep.
you're looking out, so the driveway would have been to your left, is that right?
Correct.
Are you familiar with any other sort of landmarks or anything else in the front yard area of your brother-in-law's house?
Yes. So you look out, the driveway's to the left. If you look to the right, there is an island of like maybe rhododendrons, something, bushes. There's a flagpole.
Rhododendrons.
Right there, there's a utility. I believe it's a green utility box. I'm assuming it's utility, kind of on the edge. There's a fire hydrant. All that stuff was to the right side of the looking out the front door.
Now, after you look out this initial time, you see this dark SUV sort of right in front of the door. Was that the only time that you looked out, or did you look out on subsequent occasions?
Nope. I looked out again because it'd been a few minutes. Again, 2, 3, 4 minutes. I'm not sure how long, but it'd been a few minutes, and we thought it was weird they hadn't come into the house. Looked out and saw the SUV.
Hey, wait, Boston Lisa, you manifested that shit. You asked about getting a gifted membership and then you got one. That's awesome. I love that for you. Congratulations and welcome. We have fun here. We take shit seriously, but not ourselves.
Again.
And when you looked out for the second time, where was the SUV in relation to where it was the first time?
The SUV had moved up the road from the front of the house. It went from spot A to spot B. Now it's further up, more in sync of where the again, the flagpole, the utility box, more in sync with that. It had moved up the road. Thought it was weird that they hadn't come in.
Now, as far as the times that you're looking out, did you happen to
Maybe he
note
the wine.
Let me take you back to the waterfall just for a second. When you were driving, your wife was driving from the waterfall to 34 Fairview.
What's he doing?
The
Don't sigh.
The snow had started to fall.
Maddie on the
At that
backup.
initial time that you're going from the waterfall to Fairview Roads, was it sticking to the pavement or anything at that point?
I believe there was a dusting. It was definitely falling. I don't think it was on the main roads, but definitely a dusting of snow was falling. Correct.
And from that time, after you arrived at the house, and
Hey, chat, just something I think y'all might enjoy. In fact, I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it. Enjoy.
Up in an attic, he likes to crawl. Always home with a dick so small. He's full of shit and upside down, full of lies, spin stories around. Oakland and Flavin, he's a pervert. In that attic, taking off his shirt. Yellow cottage with a dick so tiny, spreading lies and being whiny. Cleveland's attic, dark and dreary, never gives up on his theory. Peeking through the yellow curtain, a heart of ice, wrong but certain. Oakland and Flavin, he's a pervert. In that attic, taking off his shirt. Yellow cottage with a dick so tiny, spreading lies and being whiny. Up in an attic, he likes to crawl. Always wrong with a dick so small. He's full of shit and upside down, full of lies, spin stories around. Oakland and Flavin, he's a pervert. In that attic, taking off his shirt. Yellow cottage with a dick so tiny, spreading lies and being whiny. Cleveland's attic, dark and dreary, never gives gives up on his theory, peeking through the yellow curtain. A heart of ice, wrong but certain. Oh, Clevin Flavin, he's a pervert. In that attic taking off your shirt. Yellow cottage with the dick so tiny, spreading lies and being whiny.
How good is that? How good is that? Turd, amazing song. You are a talented woman and a talented turd, even. Great. And Adam, the video is fire. Together, you guys are a music production force to be reckoned with. But also, oh my God, I'm not a professional ever.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Okay, let's get back to Fatty Matty. Goodness gracious. I shouldn't comment on his body shape, but I mean, I'd be eating if he has to probably eat all the food in the house because Jen doesn't seem to eat much. I don't think wicked witches need to eat much, do they?
Shortly thereafter, when you observed this dark SUV out in front of the house, had that changed at all as far as the accumulation or sticking to the pavement, roadway, grass, anything like that you saw?
Yes. At some point, at least on their road in their grass, you could see the snow had started to, it definitely was sticking on that road.
Now, you observe it initially in front of the door, then about 3 or 4 minutes later, you observe it further up towards the flag, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
And each of these times, you're not just standing at the door or standing at the window, staring out the entire time, correct?
No, just looking out, being like, what the hell are they doing?
Absolutely,
And go back
Ernie.
to
Absolutely.
And at other than those 2 times that you've already testified about, was there any subsequent times after that?
Yes, I definitely looked out a third time out the door.
And the third time that you looked out the door, where was the dark SUV?
Bravo, Nat.
It had now proceeded further up the road, past the flagpole, past the utility box, past the fire hydrant, more in line with between the yards. I believe there's bushes and trees that separate the Albert's residence to the next residence. So it was actually past the Albert's residence, a little further up. I'd say more on the edge of the property line of the, if you're looking out of the neighbors to their right, if I'm looking out of their house.
This distance between the second time that you saw it and the third time that you saw it, do you have any idea about how much distance that was or how many feet?
Hey, I'd be guessing 30, 40 feet. I don't know. I have no idea. I'd have to measure it.
Now, with respect to the snow that had fallen on the ground, as far as the vehicle was concerned, it moves from one point to the second point to the third point.
Such a
Was there any
nobleza.
sort of tire marks or anything in the snow out on the road when you looked out?
Yes, I did.
And the tire marks that you observed, they essentially lead up to the back tires of the dark SUV that you saw out there?
At some point, I looked out and noticed tire marks that would have started before the Jeep. So if the Jeep was here, so where it's just a weird, like a wave. There was a weird wave in the road. You could see the tire marks.
And was that before or after? So at some point, this Nagel goes out to.
Coco, you can. I can't see it when I watch on my iPhone. Adam can. You can see the chat replay if you're watching on a desktop or a laptop. Coco scurries to delete all her former comments. No. The chat's we cool. Shit.
Some other vehicle, and it comes back inside the house.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm going to go
How long
faster.
is outside the house
These
for?
idiots. These clowns.
I'd be guessing a minute. I'm not sure.
Not terribly long time.
No, not at all.
And so the time that you observed this sort of abnormality in the tire marks that you see out there, was that before or after she had come back inside?
Okay.
That would have been after.
So you don't know if that
Okay.
was from Dark SUV or the
Wait.
vehicle she had met. You have no idea. Objection.
Objection.
Can you answer that? Well, before the
They don't
question-
object often, do they? David Yannetti, I love you.
Do you know which vehicle left those
Wait.
abnormal tire marks you saw?
So,
Based off of where the tire marks were, they came off the curb.
chat, I started this live stream relatively early for me, 6 Eastern, because dirty paws, Maddie. Not even sorry. Lol. So, would you like to continue watching Lally gag on and like mostly kill our lives? Or would you like me to skip through into the next day because his testimony goes over day 13 and day 14 and we can watch the more spicy stuff. One's in the chat if you'd like me to skip through this because I want to give you all what you want. And if you don't want to watch this, I mean, it's just funny just seeing Maddie being skip to Jackson. Yes, please skip. Yes, please skip. Okay. One's in the chat. Yes. All of the ones. One. Ask the people. There's no point doing anything on YouTube if the people don't want it. Joseph, you're self-snitching there, and I'm here for it. It's fine. Okay. So wait, let me just yikes. Oh, why am I still there like that? Jeez, that's a bit high. Big Shorty. There are 2 membership levels in my memberships: little shorties and big shorties. I don't know what the money conversion is US. I think little shorties might be like $3.99 US, and big shorties is maybe $7.99 US. Either or. The gifted memberships are little shorties. There's no difference except for the level of financial support you give a poor starving YouTuber. Wait, I better share the screen first. Jeez Louise. But I am a professional, so. There it is. Yo, only fan. Let me see. Let me go L. So good. Thank you to whoever told me about the L, and thank you, Adam, for reminding me. My brain couldn't take it in when I was told during a live stream, and now I can do it because I'm an adult. Why is it muted? Oh, you are unmuted. Wait, it's because it's muted.
Hear ye. All persons having business before the Honorable Beverly Canoni, Justice of the Norfolk Superior Court in the County of Norfolk. Draw near, give your attendance, you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Adam, I think that might be the best hear ye we found so far for our sound grab. What do you think? I got a full screen. Why is it doing that? Yeah, I've got YouTube Premium. By the way, if you don't like the ads, sorry, again, starving YouTuber, but YouTube Premium, no ads. So there's always that idea. Let's do this. Why is it covering up the free Karen Reid? Not sure. Oh, it's gone to the wrong one. That's why. This. Yay! I'm such a professional. So good. Okay, let's get going. Hear ye. Beverly Canoni, not honorable whatsoever, but okay, Bev.
Court is now open. You may be seated.
22-117, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reid.
Good morning, counsel. Good morning, Ms. Reid.
Good morning, jurors.
Good morning,
I'm going to
jurors.
ask you those 3 questions. Were you all able to follow the instructions and refrain from
Bev.
discussing this case
She
with anyone
talks slow.
since we left yesterday? Everyone said yes or nodded affirmatively. Were you also able to follow the
Yikes.
instruction and refrain from doing any independent research or investigation into this case?
Yes.
Everyone said yes or
Yes.
nodded affirmatively. Did anyone happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case?
Pretty sure it's Lally.
Oh,
Previous death.
Wait, no, that looks more like it. Oh, no, it is still Lally. Oh, she allowed it? No shit. Wait. Still Lally. See me being professional. Okay, is it still Lally?
Tire tracks. And I believe the question was, could it be consistent with a 3-point turn? I said it could be. I didn't know if it was a 3-point turn.
No,
It
that
could be
sounds a lot
because
like-
there was weird tracks. Again, I did not see the vehicle. I don't know if she pulled in the driveway and turned. I don't know if she went to Cedar Crest and turned. I don't.
It's definitely, he's being harangued there by a very good attorney. It's not getting led along by Lally.
Have you
Here we
read
go.
I for identity?
Iannetti. Oh my God, there's so much love for Iannetti. Thirst Trap's in the chat while I find this, because you know me.
It's a figure of speech.
Okay, but
Oh, you shut your mouth, Maddie McCabe, with your big fucking goofy smile. God, sorry if you're getting Blair Witchy.
hang on a moment.
sure.
That's the end. May I have 1 moment on it? Yeah, have a drink, Maddie. It's about to get fucking serious, mate. Okay, we're good. We did it. Yes, like, subscribe, share, and comment after the stream has ended, please. It helps.
Describing your wife's demeanor, you described her as sort of being in shock. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh my God, it's still
Have you
Lally.
seen your wife
Jesus Louises.
display that kind of demeanor before, or have you seen your wife in sort of crisis mode over the course of your relationship and your marriage?
I've seen her in crisis mode. I'd call it crisis mode as well in the past.
AJ,
Typically,
you
how would
got here
describe
just
how
in
she's in those
time.
situations like that, or what her demeanor is in those types of situations.
She is
You got here
very
just
calm.
in time,
Very
girl.
calm.
It's good to see you.
And just Scenarios
Why
or
is it
types
so
of
loud? It's very
Well,
loud. Sorry, I'll allow
previous deaths of my parents, my brother. She's the one that can get in the room, sit, relax, hold their hand, make them feel comfortable. She's much more. I can't do that. She's much more. So she's done that with my family, and she's also done that with our neighbor.
it. Never.
Nothing further. Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Yannetti.
Nothing further. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Let's fucking go.
Good morning, Mr. McCabe.
Good morning.
I'd like to start by discussing January 22nd, the week prior to January 29th. Do you remember that Saturday?
Yes,
Sorry.
I do.
Sorry, not sorry.
You had been at one of your daughter's hockey games that day.
If it's the Saturday before, we're saying?
We
Yes,
skipped
yes, I
through.
was.
And you wound up going to the hillside in Canton, correct?
That is correct.
You went with your wife, Jennifer McCabe.
Yes.
When you got there, you saw Karen Reed and John O'Keefe there together, correct?
I was there previous to them, but yes,
Okay.
I saw them there. Yes.
I-
Eventually, I saw them there.
I should have phrased the question that ultimately you ran into John and Karen together, correct?
Yes, I did.
And when you came in contact with them, you and your wife and Brian Albert and his wife, Nicole, who's your sister-in-law, hung out with Karen Reed and John O'Keefe, correct?
Yes, there was a big group of people.
Okay,
hanging
let's
out together, correct.
focus.
There were
Chat,
other people in
chat,
addition to the ones that I've
focus.
just named?
Yes, there were.
So you were with John and Karen for maybe around an hour or so that night of January 22nd?
I'd say, I don't know exactly what time they arrived, but yes, I'd say they were there for at least an hour.
And
Hi,
during that
Laura.
hour span of time, they appeared to be enjoying each other's company?
Yes.
And the two of them had arrived together, correct?
Let's fucking
They walked
go,
in together,
mate.
yes.
And there were no problems that night that you could
Is
see
Biffle
between
in the
John and Karen,
house?
correct?
Hey, Biffle.
Yes, I did not see any
Good
problems.
to see you.
Now, moving on to the waterfall on January 29th. I am not going to
That's
go
disgusting,
through with you
Dave.
who arrived
Dove,
when and
Dove,
who left when
Dove,
and where
Dove.
people sat at which table. We're going to skip all that. And I'd like to streamline the questioning if I can.
Yes, we can do
And I
that.
just want
That's
to talk
so
about
much
2 or 3
shade.
areas.
Wait,
You
wait,
would agree
wait.
that at the waterfall,
Wait,
the mood among
wait.
the people who were there was festive,
Wait,
correct?
wait.
Yes, that's
Okay.
All that. And I'd like to now, moving on, correct?
Okay, listen.
They walked in together, yes.
And
This
there were
bit-
no problems that night that you could see between John
In a
and Karen,
moment.
correct?
I'm a
Yes, I did
professional.
not see any problems.
Now, moving on to the waterfall on January 29th. I am not going to go through with you who arrived when and who left when and where people sat at which table. We're going to skip all that. And I'd like to streamline
Oh,
the
the
questioning if I can.
shade. I love
And I
it.
just want to talk about 2 or 3 areas. You would agree that at the
Janetti, yes.
waterfall, the mood
Yes,
among the people
Janetti.
who were there was festive, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Everybody appeared to be happy and enjoying themselves, correct?
Everybody was enjoying each other's company, correct.
Specifically with regard to John O'Keefe and Karen
Colin
Reed,
was in the
they appeared
house.
to be quite happy that Kaylee had been accepted into Bishop Fian, correct?
John, I recall talking to John about it, and he was happy that Kaylee was at Bishop Fian. I do not recall speaking to Karen about Bishop Fian, but definitely John was happy about Kaylee being in Bishop Fian.
All right. You have previously testified that they were both excited about that, have you not?
If I did, I did. I just know that John mentioned that he was out because he was excited about Kaylee being at Bishop Fian. If I looped them both in, then they both were happy. I don't remember what I said when I said it. I didn't put it this way. I didn't see her. She wasn't happy about it. Does that make sense?
Seconds,
I'm just going
Bickle. How's it
by your
going?
words, sir. As far as you could see, they were both excited about her acceptance, correct?
Yes,
yes.
Barbara.
And they had just found out the previous day or so, correct?
I don't recall what day they found out, but I know that John mentioned he had went out for some beers. He was excited because Kaylee got into Bishop Fian, and he mentioned he was out with another one of his friends whose daughter also got into Bishop Fian.
Right.
Biffle
And it
in the
appeared to
house.
be New news, correct?
Oh, yes. It was news they were waiting on, yes.
Right. You hadn't heard it before. It was the first that you heard it, correct?
I don't know if I heard it, if a kid had already leaked it the day before or that day, but first I heard it from John.
All right. But it was clear to you that it was really important to John O'Keefe that Kaylee get into Bishop Fian and go there, correct?
They applied. He was excited for her to go
douchebag.
And it was clear that he believed it was an achievement for her, correct?
there. Yes.
And you could glean also that John O'Keefe felt like it was an achievement for him as well, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you glean that from him?
He was happy that she got in. I don't know what he was.
Could you
He
glean
felt
that
it was
from
his
him?
achievement. He was happy for Kaylee.
Could you glean that from him? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Ali McCabe comes after. We're going to cover her testimony. I'm skipping all around in these testimonies, covering them just kind of as I don't know. I don't know. No rhyme or reason. No rhyme or reason. But pretty sure Ali might come. Chat will correct me. I'm probably wrong. It happens all the time, sadly. Let's keep going. But yeah.
Of course. And he
Ah,
was
stop
doing
smiling,
right by his
Matt,
sister's
you
daughter,
fucking-
correct?
I don't know what that means. I can go to school and do right.
All right. In any case, everything seemed good that night.
Everything was good.
There were no arguments.
I love you
no
guys
arguments that I
very much.
John was drinking beer,
In my recollection, yes.
and you had previously testified that you saw Karen was drinking some type of clear liquid that you assumed was some type of vodka, correct?
That is correct.
But you didn't think that they were drinking much, correct?
At the waterfall? No, they were only there for an hour. So
Right. And they got there around 11, correct?
give or take, yep, 11ish.
And that bar is pretty strict about last call, correct?
That is correct.
And you spoke with both of them during the course of the night, correct?
Yes.
Neither John nor Karen was intoxicated in your view, correct?
Chompers. Objection.
They were drinking. I don't know what the guideline of intoxication is, but they were drinking.
Fuck off, Matt. You're an idiot.
Do you recall testifying before the grand jury regarding this matter on April 26th of 2022?
Sorry. It's a good one. It's a good one,
If you have
Sherry.
that, then I don't recall my questions. That question specific, but yes.
Right. Well, I didn't ask about the questions. I just asked if you recall testifying before the grand jury on that date.
I don't remember the
Catch
date.
up,
I recall
catch up,
testifying
Janelle.
before the grand jury.
If I suggested to you that it was April 26th of 2022, would you quarrel with that?
That was, did you say would I quarrel?
Yeah.
No, it was definitely
Quarrel?
around that time.
Quarrel.
And at that grand jury presentation, Mr. Lally was there, correct?
Yes.
None of the defense team was there, correct?
No.
Karen Reed was not there, correct?
No.
And there was no judge there, correct?
No.
And,
Biffle is in the house,
April 26th
Jess.
was
Yes.
approximately 3 months after January 29th of 2022.
Yes.
Is it fair to say that your memory about whether or not John and or Karen was intoxicated would have been better on April 26th of 2022 than it would be today?
May we approach, Ron? All right, I'll see you in Zambia. Joe,
All right.
stand up.
All right. We'll approach. You are unmuted. What else we got going on here, chat? It's good to see everybody here. Have you hit the like button while we're doing the YouTubey things? Lots of you have. Thank you so much. If you're just lurking, we love you. We can't see you, but thank you for being here. If you don't want to subscribe, why? Like, just because subscribers only mode is on, that's just because I'm a grifter and a clout chaser and I'm trying to get my numbers up. Come on now. But it's okay. You can lurk. I love lurkers. I can be a lurker myself sometimes. And if you replay crew, thank you. Don't forget to leave a comment down below to share your thoughts on anything. We stay on topic here, always, always. Maybe they need something. Biffle. Biffle isn't a troll, by the way. Biffle, careful. Careful, careful. I think I see Jen's missing tooth in his mouth. Ah, many of them.
Yes.
I just asked you if your memory of your observations of Karen Reed and John O'Keefe from January 29th would have been better on April 26th of 2022 than it would be today.
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
And that's because
Yannetti is in
your
the
memory
house.
doesn't get better over time, correct?
I don't know.
Hey, Barbara.
I would say it's fair to say, yes, my memory would be better that day.
And on that day, you were asked by Mr. Lally, quote,
She's
did either
beautiful.
of them,
I love her.
strike that. I'm going to go back to the previous sentence just to put it in context.
Yes.
The previous sentence was from Mr. Lally, obviously you've had social occasions with Mr. O'Keefe and Ms. Reed before, correct? And your answer was, oh, yes, right?
Objection, Your Honor. I'm going to let that one go.
I'm going to let that
My
one
answer
go.
is yes. I had.
She's like, sorry, Lally, I'm going to let that one go. I've just pinned my buy me a coffee link to the top of the chat. Hint, hint. I mean, I'm entertaining though, and we can hear
I'll
this.
take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
But let's get back to it.
I had previous. I don't know if I said oh yes, but my answer
Oh,
was
yes.
yes. Of course, I had
Yes.
previous
course.
relationships with them.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
I cut you
of
off.
course.
I'm saying, of course, I had previous
Of
relationships.
course, of course.
And the question that I wanted to direct you to, just to put it in context, was did either of them, speaking about John and Karen, on this particular evening,
I'm going to go
seem sort of
1.25
overly
because
intoxicated to
Yannetti
you?
speaks
You
fast.
recall that
also.
question?
Yes.
I don't recall the specific question, but if that's the question.
And your answer was no to that?
Yes, if that's my answer, then it was no.
Yes.
In terms of
It's
whether
easy.
you can
It's
confirm
free.
that was the question
helps
and answer. If I
me.
showed you the transcript, would that
You
refresh
feel
your
good
memory?
about helping a
of
sad
course it
little
would.
YouTuber from
This
Australia?
is 2103, lines 13 to 15 for counsel. And I didn't ask permission, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Did either of them?
Does he need a torch yet? What an idiot.
Thank you.
Having reviewed that transcript, did I get the question and answer correct?
Yes, you did.
Ava's mom, we don't have Venmo or Cash App access in Australia, so I can't donate that way either to people. I have got a PayPal, but I'm I'm not good at like a lot of stuff. I'm good at some stuff, but not a lot of stuff. And I haven't quite worked out how to do the whole PayPal thing. So buy me a coffee is a cool option. It takes the least. YouTube takes like 30-40% of everything, which is rude because I before I bought some gifted membership, I gifted some memberships out of my own pocket and like motherfucker. I'll get some of it back, right? I'll get some of it back. I'm joking. I'm here for y'all, for shorties. I'm here for justice. I'm here for Karen. I'm here for just all of it. Money. Who even needs it? I don't even like money.
Okay. Just a couple more things about the waterfall. I wanted to ask you about Brian Albert.
Oh,
and
Gary
Brian Higgins,
Busey?
sir.
Yes.
They were both there that night while you were there, correct?
Yes, they both were there.
And they are both pretty big guys, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
Yes, they're good sized guys.
Did you see Brian Albert and Brian Higgins practicing fighting at the waterfall?
Steph.
Practicing fighting?
Right. Did you
Practicing
see them kind of
fighting?
square up in a
He
fighting
said,
stance to each other?
"Excuse me, what, sir?"
I recall them
Are you
grabbing each other.
laughing?
I don't recall them squaring up like they were fighting each other. No, they were playing a little
No.
grab ass with each other.
Grab
I
ass.
did see them grab each other.
Grab
I don't
ass.
recall a physical, hey, let's go, duke it out. I do not recall that.
Okay, so are you saying, taking you literally, that they grabbed each other's asses? Is that it?
No, I'm saying grab ass. It's a figure of speech.
Okay, but what they didn't grab each other. They were in a fighting stance, weren't they? Didn't they crouch down low with each other?
I'm telling you, I don't recall seeing them crouching in a fighting stance. I recall someone grabbing somebody. I don't remember who grabbed who. I just recall like a bear hug or something. I thought I recall them doing a bear hug.
All right, so you recall them, one of them getting behind the other one and kind of restraining them or grabbing them?
Brazilian girl, I can focus on both. But if you would prefer, I cannot do any interaction with the chat. It's kind of not how we roll here. But sure, we can do that.
I think there was a bear hug. Yeah, that's what's in my memory. I don't.
And you would agree with me that after closing time, Brian Albert and Brian Higgins were two of the people who went back to 34 Fairview Road, the Albert home, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But before everyone left, before you left, it was announced around the table that everyone was welcome back at Brian Albert and Nicole Albert's house, correct?
Yes.
Karen Reed and John O'Keefe were both there when that invitation was announced, correct?
Yes.
And you would
Don't
agree
send
that
any money.
It was expected that
Thank you.
Karen Reed and John O'Keefe would go to the Albert home that night, correct?
If they wanted to come, they were welcomed. Yes.
And that plan would have been for them to go inside the Albert home, correct?
Yes.
Do you recall what time you left the waterfall?
I left the waterfall after midnight, give or take 12:10, 12:15-ish. I don't know the exact specific time. Well, a little before 12:15, but
Well, thank you.
definitely 12:10-ish.
I'm here to
12:15-ish in there.
please.
And you were one of the last to leave the waterfall?
Yes, as I mentioned, Nick Kolakisas and I walked
Many,
out
many,
together
many
from the waterfall.
times.
Your wife, Jennifer McCabe, had walked out of the bar physically before you did, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you actually met her in the parking lot?
She was already in the vehicle in the parking lot, correct?
And then you got into the car to drive to the Albert's home, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So I'm going to ask you about the ride
That's
back
what I think
to the
too,
Albert's
Heather.
home in a bit, but right now I want to skip to when you got there.
Thank you, Candy.
Okay.
When you first got there, your wife parked your vehicle in the driveway, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Like I like to say, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Everybody isn't my cup of tea either. Chatty's Bay, thank you, Turd. And we have fun here. And like I can be serious. I do serious interviews also. This is I personally have watched this testimony. Like I watched it at the time twice. Every day I watched the court. I watched it through one YouTuber, a law tuber, Emily D. Baker, and then I watched it again again with Melanie Little, and then I would watch like the Young Jerks mostly every night, Runkle, the Glairer. We know this stuff. We'll go back and watch the important stuff, but you know. Yeah, we are building a community. This is a cool, fun place. I'm just saying, like, I get it, Brazilian girl. And I try not to talk over the testimony. I try to pause where I see fit. And yeah, so just that. Like, I get it. And thank you for the reminder that the testimony is what we're here for. But also just me being me is kind of, I don't know, I'm a fucking delight, yeah.
Which side of the driveway did you park your vehicle in?
As I mentioned yesterday, I don't recall if it was immediately on the left, meaning the left towards the lawn, or if she was in the next spot over.
Focus.
She pulled in. I don't remember exactly if it was here or one spot over, but she pulled
Cars were in
in.
the driveway at that time.
At least two.
Moon
I don't
Bunny,
recall
you
if there
are
was more than
bae.
two.
So if there was at least two, those two would have been parked abutting the garage area. In other words, would they be? Let me rephrase. So there are 2 lanes in that driveway, correct?
My recollection is 2 lanes, but there is more space I know when we go over and we've gone over, there's more space to kind of park 3 cars
Right?
to the right, correct?
Okay.
But we weren't to the right. We were either left or middle.
You were behind one vehicle, whichever lane you were in, or were you pulled right up to one of the garage entrances?
I don't recall if we pulled all the way in or not, but I don't remember.
So there were at least 2 vehicles in the driveway before you got there, correct?
Oh, I see you, Brazilian girl. Like, I totally get it. Like, you're always respectful. I see you in all the chats. I'm trying to pull up anything that I respond to in the chat, and mostly, yeah, Bay is good. Bay is good. Bay is like Bay. It's like my baby. It's an Emily D. Baker thing. She says chat is Bay. Yeah, no, like, totally. I just don't want to, like, honestly, I don't want to be just, I can't be super serious. Like, this is serious stuff, but also this is laughable. This idiot, this clown is a joke. And so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no disrespect taken. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I put Adam's comment up there. Adam, don't be rousing on people. I'll do no, we can rouse. You're good, Brazilian girl. I love having you here. I love having you all here. Let's keep going. I'll try to be more serious. Oh, like, yikes.
In the driveway?
Yes.
Yes, there were cars in the driveway.
And when you parked in the driveway, fair to say that there was no black SUV at the Albert's home?
Are you referencing Karen's SUV? I don't know what color the Albert's cars were.
Oh, okay.
Are you referencing their SUV?
Put it this way. Yes, I'm referencing Karen's SUV.
That was not at the home.
And that was not in the driveway, correct?
Karen's SUV was not in the driveway.
And it was not adjacent to the property or on the street anywhere that you could see?
Correct. It was not there.
All right, but you say that there was a Jeep in the street at
We've
that
all
time,
watched
correct?
it.
There was a Jeep parked in front of the end of the driveway in front of the mailbox.
And that Jeep belonged to Brian Higgins?
I found out it belonged to Brian Higgins. I didn't know it was his Jeep when I arrived.
And it had a plow on the front of it?
Yes, it did.
It was parked adjacent to the Albert's property on...
Having said that, it is getting serious. You can see the smile, that cheesy, goofy fucking grin is gone off his face. And I'm so here for it.
Fairview, facing up the hill toward Chapman Street, correct?
Yes.
Yes, looking down, trying to remember the answers that he's supposed to give. It's about to get hectic for Fatty Matty McCabe on the backup.
And at the time that you arrived, that was the only vehicle that was parked on Fairview Street adjacent to the Albert property, correct?
Yes.
And your testimony is that that Jeep remained parked in front of the Albert house.
Wait.
Just to the
You're
left
all
of the
just here to
driveway.
distract me, and I love it. Thank you. Oh my God, I just can't get my shit together.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
I've been sucking people's husbands and mother-in-laws and cousins and uncles and everybody. This is good. Like, this is what we're here for. Thank you so much, the Goodmans. I love you all too. It's a fun time. There's plenty of places to be serious, and I can be serious, but Maddie McCabe is not the place to be serious. However, David Unetti deserves our respect. So does Karen, and so does Officer John O'Keefe. So let's keep going.
As you face the house until Brian Higgins finally left and drove it away at the end of the night, correct?
That's my recollection, was his Jeep was out in front of the mailbox.
With the court's permission, could we display Exhibit 66?
Okay. Biffle, you're not new here, you duffer. You silly. His face is red, isn't it? He's looking very hot and bothered. Okay. Microdots, respect. Beautiful image.
So, Ms. McCabe, I'm highlighting for the spotlight.
Ada's here.
the front of the
Hey.
Albert's home. When I get to the point where the Jeep
Debbie,
is parked,
he's
you
not.
stop me and you can
Joe's
just
everywhere.
let her left if I go too
Joe
far.
Biffle in the house.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection,
Can you
Your
have
Honor.
him use the laser pointer first and then?
Sure. Hope you're better than I
Yeah,
am. May I approach?
I was hoping I didn't have
Oh,
to
you
do
have the
this.
other laser pointer.
I don't have one.
That's fine.
The Jeep was right there.
Oh my goodness, the Jeep was right there. Hey, look how shaky his hand is. I'm basically like a perv. And really, yes, things come in and come out of. See, I can't even. Things come out of and go into my mouth, and I don't even realize it, Heather. Case in point. Yikes. Yikes in the chat.
On
Thirst
the edge of the
trap.
driveway, it's right there. I believe it was a
Right there.
two-door Jeep.
Okay, it looks like a part of the Jeep.
Oh my
would have been,
goodness.
blocking the driveway.
Nope. Where the mailbox
Oh my
is, the
goodness.
Jeep is right there.
Motherfuckers' money if he
It was not
giving it
blocking the
away.
driveway.
Thank you, Janelle. Wait, pause. Oh my goodness. It's like chat's here to derail me. Thank you so much. I too always wonder about the phone calls for directions and the convo between Karen and John on the ride to 34 Fairview. I have so many questions considering the demeanor of the witnesses in the waterfall video. Free Karen Reid. Amen. Free Karen Reid. I've got the new background that states my case very clearly. Thank you, Adam. It's so fire. Free Karen Reid all day long. Thank you so much for the super chat, Janelle. I really appreciate it. Given that apparently Lexus's, I mean, I don't even have my own vehicle, just a crappy work vehicle for my traffic controller's job. It's not mine, and it's a heap of junk. But whatever, gets me to work and around at work. Karen's Lexus has a screen on the dash with maps and stuff. What about Apple Maps? What about Google Maps? What about Waze? Guarantee you those phone calls that are in the record, yeah, they can't deny the phone calls, but no one knows what's in those phone calls. Guarantee you those phone calls were other things. Starting shit, enticing, G'ing up John. We'll probably never know, but very good point. Very good point. Thank you, Janelle. I appreciate that.
And a second moment.
Sure.
The mailbox that's spotlighted there, would that have been where the back of the Jeep was?
Yeah, the back would have been right in the vicinity of the edge of the driveway in the mailbox.
So
I hope she
wasn't
narrates
blocking
it,
the driveway
Wendy.
at all when you saw it?
No.
And it was facing to the left as we look at Exhibit 66, correct?
Facing, heading to the left of the house, correct.
We can have the lights back on.
It's my
And
pleasure.
as-
I have
that-
so
that
much
Jeep was there the
fun.
whole night.
Thank
Brian Higgins didn't go out to move it at any point, correct?
I never saw Brian Higgins go outside to move his Jeep.
About 5 minutes after you got to the Albert home that night, you saw a black SUV parked outside the home, correct?
Yes, again, I don't know the exact minutes, but give or take 4 or 5 minutes.
And when you saw that black SUV parked outside the Albert home, Higgins' Jeep was still there, correct?
Yes, to my recollection, the Jeep was still outside in front of the mailbox.
The black SUV was parked in front of Higgins' Jeep with the plow in the front, correct?
That's correct.
How far or close to that Jeep was the black SUV?
I don't recall the exact distance. Again, when I looked outside, I noticed my focus was on the black SUV, which looked outside would have been in front of
I'll
the.
take any motherfucker's money if
With
he
regard
giving
to
it
the
away.
distance between the Jeep and the black SUV, was it greater or smaller than the distance between you and me right now?
Oh, it'd be smaller.
Smaller, like your
If I'm the end, if
penis.
you're the end of the Jeep and I'm the end of the
Let's say that I'm the
Lexus,
rear end of the black SUV and you're the front end of the Jeep.
yeah, I'd say you'd be a little closer to me.
With the court's permission, may I
Sydney's
walk closer
too,
to
yes. In light of all the recent comments in chat about people saying they can't wait for Karen's book, and I personally hope Karen narrates it for Audible because I'm best with audiobooks, not reading books because ADHD. But yes, perhaps what is in those was in those calls will come out in that book. So tiny, so tiny. I never got Miss Shorty Speedo I ordered. That's funny. Merch. Put it in the merch idea team. Camp Shorty, Avengers, Mod Avengers.
To the witness so that he could give an estimate?
Sure.
And you can just stop me, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, when I looked outside, I was focused on the SUV. I wasn't focused on the Jeep or the truck. I don't know the exact distance. You can walk 3 more feet or 3 feet that way, but it was out in front of the house. That's all I can say.
Steph.
You will agree with me that you've given conflicting information about where the black SUV was when you first saw
How
it?
good is it?
You
So
can tell me I
good.
gave conflicting information. You can show it to me. I don't recall. I've always said the SUV was in front of the house.
Right. And when you said in front of the house, you meant that as you look out the front door of the Albert residence, which on Exhibit 66 would have been the door to the left. That's the classic front door.
The classic front door looking at
wait.
the house on the main.
Wait. Did we see that? He took a quick look over to Bev. Save me. Watch.
You will agree with me that you've given conflicting information about where the black SUV was when you first.
But also, watch his eyebrow raise when Yannetti says, "You will agree with me." Watch.
All I can tell you.
I can tell you.
You will agree with me that you've given conflicting information about where the black SUV was.
I don't want
when you
to
first
agree
saw
with
it.
you.
If you tell me I gave conflicting information, you can show it to me. I don't recall.
Found it,
I've
Maddie.
always said the SUV was in front of the house.
Right. And when you said in front of the house, you meant that as you look out the front door of the Albert residence, which on Exhibit 66.
There. Sorry, I missed it. Pause game. Not great. One more.
The SUV was in front of the house.
Right. And when you said in front of the house,
Yep.
you meant that as you look out the front door of the Albert residence, which on Exhibit 60.
Oh, I can't. You saw it. My pause game is not great. Yeah. Oh, wow. And I forgot to press play again. Yikes.
66 would have been the door to the left.
Struggle
That's
Street,
the
Maddie McCabe.
classic front door.
The classic front door looking at the house on the main part of the Colonial.
Looking straight out from there, that's where the black SUV was positioned, correct?
In that vicinity, correct.
Right. It would have been sort of directly in front of you as you
Good
look out
point.
that front door, correct?
Like I said, in the vicinity of looking out the front door was the black SUV. If it was 3 feet this way, or 3 feet this way, or 3 feet that way, I don't know. It was just out in front of the house.
Right. And that was where it was when you first spotted it, according to your testimony today, correct?
Yes.
But you spoke to Michael Proctor during the afternoon of January 29th, did you not?
Yes, I did.
That was the very day that these events occurred, correct?
Yes, it was.
You would agree with me that your memory of where that black
I'll
SUV
take any
was when you
motherfucker's
first
money
spotted
if he
it on
giving it
January
away.
29th would have been better
Welcome,
on that
Shannon.
very day than it would be today, correct?
Possibly, yes.
It's almost 2.5 years later,
2.5 years that I've lived in my memory, yes.
but your memory does not get better over time, correct?
Objection.
Interesting.
On January 29th of 2022, when you spoke to Michael Proctor, you told him that you saw.
Sorry, pausing just to say you're very welcome, 13 Kings. It was a really interesting stream, yeah. If you haven't watched it, and if you're not sure who Jason Broyles is, and if you're on Twitter or not, X, Haley Walbrecht, the not Haley Walbrecht, aka Jason Broyles, joined me yesterday at 5, and we talked theoretically about neurodivergence and ADHD, but we also went into quite a bit of chit chat about the trolls and the brouhaha that's going on in the snake eating its tail within the Free Karen Reid movement at the moment. A little bit distressing, but not surprising, really. So yeah, you're very welcome. I think, I mean, those streams that aren't Free Karen Reid don't get the views, and that's okay. That's my. I mean, my passion is just my channel, and this stuff is fun. And it was a great conversation with Jason. So if you haven't watched it, check it out on replay at some time. Jason's an amazing man. He's probably going to be coming on my channel next Friday night at 7 Eastern. I'm going to be having Jen Root and Beatrice. And hopefully Jason as well. He's said yes, but I haven't checked with the ladies yet. And we're going to be talking, shining some light on Justin Root's life and then his tragic, questionable murder, really, with many of the key players that we see in the Karen Reid case, the Sandra Birchmore case, the Enrique Del Gas. Oh my goodness, I'm going to screw it up. I'm so sorry, my brain. Delgado Garcia. Yes. Apologies. I should get that right. So yeah, that's next Friday at 7. If you're around, come check it out.
Saw a black SUV parked to the right of the residence as you look at the property from the street. Did you not?
I did not. Can you elaborate what you mean by to the right of the residence?
Well, I will just repeat the question. Did you tell
That's
Michael
funny,
Proctor on January 29th of 2022 that you observed a big dark SUV parked to the right of the house?
What right? Looking at the house to the right or looking at the house to the left? When you say right, I don't know what you mean by right.
Is your memory exhausted as to what you told Michael Proctor?
No, not at all.
So if your memory is not exhausted, would you agree with me that while
Same. Sorry, off topic. It's how we roll here. Disorder. I'm autistic and also ADHD. So AU ADHD. I refuse to say ASD for autistic. I'm autistic, and it's not a disorder. It's just a difference in brains. And neurodivergence is a good term for the umbrella of it all. It encompasses all of the neurodivergent, like all of that. So yeah, check it out. I've got 2 other streams about neurodivergence, ADHD, autism, etc. Because all of my stuff is from my lived experience. All of my content, thankfully, not being framed for murder, but all of my Let's Talk series things are definitely stuff I know about because I've lived through and I've spent a lot of time thinking about and learning about myself.
While you were at 34 Fairview, you told Michael Proctor that you observed a big dark SUV parked to the right of the house.
That could have been the second time I informed him of seeing the SUV.
Okay.
Good question, Jess.
If I suggested to you that that was the first time, according to what you told Michael Proctor, would you dispute that?
Objection.
Sustained.
Is your memory exhausted as to whether or not that was the first or second time, according to what you told Michael Proctor?
My memory is not exhausted.
You're an idiot.
Okay, so if your memory is not
My memory is not exhausted. I'm playing that again. Look at his fucking cheesy grin. What a dick. Look at someone grab that, screenshot that shit. Too funny. It's a pause game. Can't get what I want, but can land on some funny pauses.
Informed him of seeing the SUV.
okay.
Can I just say his teeth look like they cause him some pain? If you're familiar with the Charlie Addison trial and the murder of Professor Dan Markell, he and Junam Chender have got teeth that rival each other. Bad.
If I suggested to you that that was the first time, according to what you told Michael Proctor, would you dispute that?
Objection.
Sustained.
Is your memory exhausted as to whether or not that was the first or second time, according to what?
He thinks it's a joke. You know why? Because he knows. He has impunity. He's fine. Bev's got him covered. Mello's got him covered. Morrissey's got him covered. I don't think Mello can cover everybody with his lard, but you know.
So what you told Michael Proctor?
My memory is not exhausted.
My memory is
Okay,
not
so
exhausted. His
If your
head looks
memory is
like
not
a
exhausted, do you deny
Where is
telling
it?
Michael Proctor that you observed a big dark SUV parked to the right of the house?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
I don't know if I can answer it. I believe it's the second question.
All
I
right.
told him I saw an SUV and parked in front of the house. Then I saw an SUV move further up the road, which looking out of the house would be to the right of the house. So that would be when I saw the SUV to the right of the house, would be the second time I saw the SUV. I've always stated the SUV was in front of the house if looking out the front door.
Okay, so when you so you deny telling Michael Proctor that when you first saw the SUV, by the way, sir, is this funny? I'm sorry.
This is not funny, sir. Not at all. It's been 2 years of misery.
Well,
Okay.
you're smiling now. That's why I asked.
You keep repeating the same question.
Well, I'm trying to get an answer that you won't give me. sir.
Oh,
When you talked to Michael
wait.
Proctor on January 29th of 2020,
Come on now. I mean, come on now. Let's hide this for a second. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? J, 3.
Be when I saw the SUV to the right of the house would be the second time I saw the SUV.
Watch this,
I've
chat.
always stated the SUV was in front of the house if looking out the front door.
okay, so when you so you deny telling Michael Proctor that when you first saw the SUV, by the way, sir, is this funny? I'm sorry.
This is not funny, sir. Not at all. It's been 2 years of misery.
Well,
okay.
you're smiling now. That's why I asked.
You keep repeating the same question.
Well, I'm trying to get an answer that you won't give me, sir.
Find him.
when you talked to Michael Proctor on January 29th of 2022, when you first observed the big dark SUV, you said to him it was parked to the right of the house.
Objection.
This is the last time on that question. Is that right?
That is not
Uh,
the SUV. The first time was in
Bev.
front of the house, coming out the front door. The second time was it was to the right of the house.
All right.
You have to move on.
Gotcha.
Mr. Nick.
Okay. All right. So you did not say that, but you did say that you were making those observations from the front door, correct?
As I stated yesterday, I recall.
That's a yes or no question. I'm sorry.
Objection, Your Honor.
Can you answer it yes or no?
Can you answer it yes or no?
I can't. I said yesterday, I looked out the window and I looked out the front door. I don't remember which order.
Well, you told Michael Proctor that the first time you looked out, he was out the front door. Did you not?
Isn't that right?
I don't recall what I told Michael Proctor on April.
You don't recall. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Page 2 of Proctor's report, counsel.
So next time, just show it to Mr.
Of course.
Nick.
I'm sorry.
I trust you, Turd.
You read the first
You're amazing.
few sentences
on
of
now.
that second paragraph.
Second paragraph.
Thank you, mods. I love you all. You're so amazing. You make our chat amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Seriously, while Maddie's reading, because Fatty Maddie, thank you so much. Mods.
You had said that you don't remember what you told Michael Proctor. Did that report refresh your memory?
I'm not saying I don't remember what I told Michael Proctor.
Well, hold
I'm
on.
stating what I remember.
Hold on a second, sir. You just told this jury that you don't remember what you told Michael Proctor. Those were your words.
Yes, at the point I'm reading, I don't remember the exact wording, but I know what I told Michael Proctor.
All right. And you told Michael Proctor that you observed a big dark SUV parked to the right of the house. Did you not?
At some point in the conversation, yes, I told Michael Proctor that a big dark SUV moved to the right of the house.
Moved to the right of the house? Is that what you just said?
All right, let me rephrase. At some point, there was a big dark SUV parked in front of the right
Oh,
of the house. I physically
backpedaling
didn't see it
hard,
move,
Maddie.
so I need to rephrase.
Wait.
You just said?
At some point in the conversation, yes, I told Michael Proctor.
Sorry, two more.
You just told this jury that you don't remember what you told Michael Proctor. Those were your words.
Yes, at the point I'm reading, I don't remember the exact wording, but I know what I told Michael Proctor.
All right. And you told Michael Proctor that you observed a big dark SUV parked to the right of the house. Did you not?
At some point in the conversation, yes, I told Michael Proctor that a big dark SUV moved to the right of the house.
Moved to the right of the house? Is that what you just said?
All right, let me rephrase.
Wait,
At some
moved?
point,
Is that what
there
you
was a
said?
big dark SUV parked in front of the right of the house. I physically didn't see it move, so I need to rephrase. I can't say move.
Right, but what I'm concentrating on now, sir, is not what your memory is today or what you testified to the jury today. I'm concentrating on what you told Michael Proctor that very day on January 29th, 2022. Okay? And you initially told him that it was parked to the right of the house, the big dark SUV, and that you made those observations from the front door. And then you stated you looked out the front window
Objection, Your Honor.
and observed the same big dark SUV had moved to the other side of the property.
So
Correct?
the objection sustained. You have to break that down. And I thought we moved on from this, Mr. Nick.
No, we haven't gotten to the second part of the.
So bring the document. I'll see you at sidebar.
Sidebar. Sidebar. I see it sidebar. I see it sidebar. I see it sidebar. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of a loop. What's this? Jumping around got them very confused about specific event times. Yes, in investigations, police investigations and interrogations, when they're trying to pin a suspect down, they let them tell the whole story in chronological order, story, the lie, and then they go back and ask them to play it, do it in reverse order. And then they also, which is very hard when you're lying, and also jump all around. So what the McAlberts had rehearsed is all scripted, and then when you start to get them to get out off script, very hard, huh? Very hard. Very hard. Can you imagine the jump scare this man has every single morning waking up next to the crypt creeper? It must be terrifying. I'm pretty sure Jen is next. Yes. So Matt testified, and then Jen. Neurodivergent. Neurodivergent is the umbrella term it describes brain differences to neurotypical. So neurodivergent brains, autistic, ADHD, Tourette syndrome, dyslexia, dyscalculia, all of those. It's an umbrella term to encompass all of those things. And so it's a nice catch-all for all of them. And most people who are autistic or ADHD have a comorbidity. They have a variety of a combination of things. Peggy, what's she doing? Is she laughing? Doesn't look like she's crying. Oh, Ernie, yes. If I murdered someone, I would be okay with people thinking I was just stupid. I don't think I would. I think I'd be like, fuck this. I wouldn't ever kill anybody, but I think I'd probably I'd be one of those trying to be the smart. I'd be like, it was actually me. Can I tell you how good it was and how well I did it? No murder, but still, I'm not going to murder anybody. I'm going to try not to. And we're back.
One last question on this, Mr. Mayor.
Fuck off,
With
Bev.
regard to Trooper Proctor's report that you have in front of you, right? It's I for identification.
Yes, I'm reading the
You will agree with me
Oof.
that you reported your conversation as saying that the vehicle was first to the right and then moved to the other side of the property, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
You testified before the grand jury regarding this issue on April 26th of 20.
Chuck? No. Actually, no. So I don't know what your problem is, but I'm not loving your vibe. So I'm going to put you in a timeout, and hopefully you can just chill the fuck out, yeah? And if you can't, we'll say bye, because we haven't ever seen you here before, and I don't love your vibe. Okay? Carrying on. Thanks, Chad.
2022, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And you talked about the vehicle moving from point A to point B, correct?
Yes, at some point.
And you estimated that it was 15 to 20 feet or so that the SUV moved along the property line, correct?
Yes. Again, I don't know the exact distance, but estimates.
And you at that
All
point
the
in
fucking
you
time,
were
Ernie. I don't take no
clarified
bullshit.
what you would
Come
meant
at me,
when you
bro.
said that the vehicle was
Come
on
at me,
first on
bro.
the right side of the property. Do you recall that testimony?
I do not.
Do you recall that Mr. Lally asked you, to the right would have been toward the driveway side of the property, and that you answered that's correct?
I don't remember the conversation. And again, to the right, looking at the house, or to the right, looking out of the house?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. To the right, looking at the house would be toward the driveway.
Come at
To the
me,
right,
bro.
looking at the house would be toward the driveway, correct?
And that's your testimony where the vehicle started out, correct? And then moved toward the flagpole the second time?
The vehicle started in front of the house and moved towards the flagpole, correct? So looking out of the house, it moved towards the right.
Now, excuse me.
Don't sigh. Look at him.
You told Michael Proctor that initially it was parked closer to the driveway or the mailbox when you first saw it, correct?
Objection.
Objection sustained. We're moving off of this, Mr.
Okay, sure. Wherever it was when you first saw it, where was the Jeep in relation to that black SUV when you first laid eyes on the black SUV?
Again, I was focused on the black SUV. My recollection, the Jeep was still in the same spot, which we had pointed out earlier on the exhibit.
Correct? In terms of where it was facing, the black SUV was behind, I'm sorry, the Jeep was behind the black SUV.
Jeep would have been behind the black
Darren,
SUV,
where were
correct.
you?
And,
That's okay.
wherever it was along
It's
that
okay.
property line, you would agree with me that before the black SUV arrived outside the Albert home, you didn't notice any tire tracks in the snow on the street in front of the house, correct?
Before, yes, that's correct.
Before the black SUV arrived.
Correct.
And at all times that you saw the black SUV.
Yeah, watch yourself before you're
first
fucking
or
next.
second, it was always facing toward Chapman Street, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And it was always facing in the same direction that you say that Higgins' Jeep was facing, correct?
Yes,
And that would mean that the passenger side of the black SUV was the closest side to the Albert home, correct?
yes,
And it
Not
was
the
the
place.
closest side to you when you were first looking at it, correct?
yes.
And now your testimony today is you don't recall if the first time you looked at that black SUV, it was through the front door or if it was through a front window, correct?
Correct. I don't recall which one I looked out first. I know I looked out both of them at some point. I just don't recall which one was first.
Whichever one it was, when you
You'll be
first
okay,
laid
Joe.
eyes on that black SUV, you did see John O'Keefe in the passenger seat, correct?
That is correct.
How long a span of time was it between the first time you looked out and saw the black SUV and the second time?
Again, I don't have the exact time. I'm going to guess 3, 4, 5 minutes at most.
And what you did in between those 3, 4, 5 minutes was you went back to the table or near the table in the kitchen dining room area where everybody was congregated?
That's correct.
And you went back there to talk to people and socialize, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then you came back to the front of the house and either went to the front window or the front door, and that's when you noticed that the black SUV had moved to the other side of the property, correct?
Yes, at that moment, it had moved to the right of the property.
It had driven forward, correct?
I did not see it drive, but it had moved, yes.
It had moved.
So it
Just
had to get
moved.
there somehow, yes.
Magically.
It was now closer to the flagpole than it was the first time, correct?
That is correct.
And the flagpole, as you look at the property, not from your vantage point looking out, but as you look at the property from the street, that would have been to the left, correct?
Yes.
And again, it was still facing toward Chapman.
Wait, Joe, I'm more of a submissive than a dominant character if we're going there. So I won't intimidate you, but you can intimidate me. Jokes. Lol. Sorry, Adam. I'm a perv sometimes. Biffle started it.
Chapman Street.
Yes.
In terms of how many times you saw the black SUV having moved outside the house, you would agree with me that you have contradicted yourself about how many times that it moved, correct?
No.
Yesterday and today, you testified that it had been in 3 different spots and then it was gone.
I
correct?
said what I said.
Yes. Three times I looked out and saw the SUV.
Right. And
It
you know,
wasn't
again,
you.
on,
It was not you, Jess.
in May
For
of
once.
2024, yesterday and today,
Or turd.
all 3 times it moved, it was moving further or farther up Fairview toward Chapman Street, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, you
Sorry,
testified
Adam.
now in May of 2024 that the 3rd time that you saw it, the black SUV was even past.
Sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just sometimes I it's my default setting. Sorry, babe. I love you.
Fire hydrant, just about to the neighbor's property, correct?
Yes.
But again, your memory of where it was the last time that you saw it, or how many times you saw it, I should say, would have been better on January 29th than today, correct?
Again, assumption, yes, I guess it should be.
And in fact, when you were talking to Michael Proctor, you had just observed the black SUV just hours before speaking to him, correct?
Yes.
Not 2.5 years before. Right?
Oh, yes.
And when you spoke to Michael Proctor, you told him that you only saw the black SUV in 2 different spots, correct?
That's what it says on this paper. My recollection is always been I saw the black SUV in 3 different spots.
And
We all love Adam.
It's a police report, correct?
Objection.
That's sustained, Mr. Unity.
That's sustained, Mr. Nelly. Pirate flags in the chat to show Adam that we love him and I love him. We love Adam. Adam is our land pirate and we love him. Best mods ever. Best boyfriend ever. Sorry, babe. God, I'm awful. I'm a fucking delight, but I'm a bit of a brat sometimes.
Now, since you talked to Michael Proctor on January 29th of 2022, it's fair to say that you've had multiple conversations about this case with your family, correct?
Of course, I've talked about this case.
That includes in-person conversations, correct?
With my family?
Yes.
Yes.
As well as phone calls and texts?
Yes.
Oh,
You
he
also,
knows.
Since you talked to Michael Proctor, have had multiple conversations about this case with your in-laws, correct?
Yes.
That also includes in-person conversations as well as phone calls and texts, correct?
That is correct.
And since you gave that statement to Michael Proctor, you've had multiple conversations specifically with Brian Albert, correct?
Yes, I've talked to Brian Albert.
That includes in-person phone calls and texts, correct?
That is correct.
Would you agree with me that in terms of the changes in your version of events from what you've testified during this trial to what is in Michael Proctor's report, you put the SUV farther down Fairview toward Chapman Street now, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Your testimony during this trial puts the SUV past the fire hydrant almost toward the neighbor's house, correct?
That is correct.
But however many times you saw that black SUV, you'd agree with me, you never observed any damage to the rear of that vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Never saw any damage to the rear right taillight, correct?
Correct.
It's
You'll
just
also
a love
agree with me that
story,
every
Joe.
time you saw that black SUV, the vehicle had its headlights on, correct?
I was looking as we talked about it moving up the property. I was looking at the back. I could see the back of the SUV. The assumption is the headlights were on, but I wasn't looking at the headlights.
All right. Well, that would have meant that the area in front of the vehicle was lit up, correct?
Yes, but like I said, it was further up the road.
Now, sometime after that black SUV first arrived, you noticed that there were tire tracks, I should say, in a V shape on the street in front of the Albert home, correct?
That's correct.
And those tire tracks were from the curb in front of 34 Fairview toward the neighbor's property across the street and then back toward the curb, correct?
Yes, it came out, waved out to the cross the street and came back in.
And the pattern of those tire tracks that you observed were consistent with the vehicle making a 3-point turn, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
I don't know if the vehicle made a 3-point turn. It could be consistent with because it was a wavy pattern. I've never looked at a tire tracks after I've done a 3-point turn to determine what they actually look like, but in and back out.
There was nothing about those tire tracks that ruled out a 3-point turn to you, correct?
No.
Have you noticed, and we've commented on it before in other testimonies in both this trial and other trials, that when the witnesses are telling fibs, they often do a lot of gesticulating, a lot of hand gestures. Interesting. Maddie's doing a lot of hand gestures right now, right? Very interesting.
All right. You didn't see those tire tracks again until the black SUV arrived at the home, correct?
Yes, I didn't see them previous to the black SUV.
And Higgins' Jeep was already there before the black SUV arrived, correct?
Yes,
So Higgins' Jeep was already parked and stationary when there were no tire tracks in that area, correct?
I didn't notice I parked my car. We parked in the driveway and I walked in the house, so I wasn't looking at the tire tracks. So, but Higgins' Jeep was already parked.
Right. You didn't see tire tracks at that
Yes,
point. That's my
Taryn.
point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at the point that you saw those tire tracks, there were no other vehicles in the area along the Albert family property line on Fairview other than Higgins' Jeep and the black SUV, correct?
That's my recollection. Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to where I had left off with regard to meeting your wife, Jennifer McCabe, in the car after leaving the waterfall. You recall that we sort of left off with you getting in the car and starting the drive home.
Yes.
Once you got inside the car, your wife ultimately called John O'Keefe along the ride home, correct?
John O'Keefe had texted my wife, and my wife had called him. He was asking where to. We think he was asking for the where to, where's the address. So she called him to tell him.
And you knew that he was asking that because the Bluetooth of the car was connected to her phone, correct?
I believe the Bluetooth was on. Again, I could hear his conversation.
Yeah.
My assumption is the Bluetooth was on.
Right. You could hear both sides of the conversation, correct?
I could hear John as well,
Always.
yes.
Yeah, your wife
He's
and
very
John, correct?
cocky.
Yes, I was sitting next to my wife. I could hear her.
And you heard John tell your wife that he was planning to go to 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes.
He had told your wife in your presence that he and Karen would meet your wife and you there, correct?
Yeah, I reckon.
He said we're on our way.
Right. And you knew, again, the plan was to go inside 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes, that was the plan.
You heard your wife tell John that 34 Fairview is off Chapman Street, correct?
Either I was also talking, so I don't know if my wife was repeating, but yes, we did say off at Chapman Street.
It could have been you, could have been your wife, but he was
Yes.
told it was off Chapman Street, right?
That's correct. Yes.
And then
Might have.
your wife hung up with John, at least temporarily, but then John called back, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He indicated he needed
Yes.
more specific directions to 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes.
And then you heard your wife, or maybe you participated in the conversation, I won't rule that out, but between the two of you, you did give him more specific directions, correct?
Yes, we did.
And either you or your wife, and you can correct me if you know if it's one or the other, but one of you told him to go down Chapman and take Fairview as if they were going to Bella's house, correct?
Yes, we had mentioned go down Chapman to Fairview. You know where Bella lives. Drive past Bella's street. The house will come up on your left.
Right, and I believe you previously explained that Bella was a friend of John's niece, Kaylee, and also your daughter, Olivia, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So that was a good way to orient him as to where to go, correct?
Yes.
And once you did that, John O'Keefe never called back for any clarification, correct?
Yes, not to my recollection.
All right, and with regard to your state of mind, based on that conversation and the instructions that either you or your wife or both of you gave John, you certainly assumed that John and Karen would be arriving at Fairview coming from the Chapman Street direction, correct?
That was my assumption. As I had stated yesterday, there's multiple ways to go, but that was my assumption.
And it was an educated assumption based on the conversation that you had, correct?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Okay.
Okay. Adam and I simultaneously. Oh wait, am I muted? No, not. Adam and I simultaneously dropped Karen's defense fund in the chat, but I have pinned mine up the top of the chat. So if you'd like to donate to Karen's legal defense fund, you can do that. There is also a Venmo and a PayPal. I don't have those details, but they're on the Justice for John O'Keefe legal Facebook page. If you'd prefer to do it that way, you can directly donate to Karen that way. I do have stickers, and Steph, I haven't gotten to your email yet. Stickers that if you make a donation to Karen's defense fund, $10 or more, you get you one sticker. I've just been feeling a little overwhelmed with things, and so I haven't been on top of the sticker thing. It's quite a logistical exercise. But if you would like to get one of these free Karen Read stickers and you donate to Karen's defense fund, just send a screenshot to me either in Discord or email. My email is itsmisshorty@gmail.com or Facebook, Twitter, DM me and send me a screenshot of your receipt and your postal address and your preferred contact name, and I will get one of my helpers in the States to send one out to you. Or if you want two, it's $50 donation or more. If you want three, $100 donation or more. I don't touch any of the money. Obviously, it's a direct donation to Karen, and that's that. So I'll try to get back on top of the sticker thing. It's just been, yeah. Yes. Carrying on.
I didn't hand the
Thank you.
document. I have handed you something. If you could take a look and tell
Is this
the
the
jury whether you
torch bit?
recognize what that depicts.
Yes, this is a map showing Cedar Crest Road intersecting with Fairview Road.
Sometimes one's best is
Chapman
not
Street
enough.
intersecting with Fairview,
Sorry.
as well as other streets in the.
God, I can't stand when people talk over the top of testimony or anything really. Thanks, Jess. I'm doing my best. Sometimes it's not enough, and I am very aware of my failings, trust me. But I'm human, and so, yeah, doing my best.
I'll
Thanks,
take
baby.
any motherfucker's money if he's
Oh,
giving it away.
Whoops. Wrong soundbite, sorry. Jesus. See, exactly. Professional.
It's called the Cedar Crest neighborhood, in the Cedar Crest neighborhood.
Okay. And realizing that you don't have a compass or a ruler, does it appear to be generally to scale in terms of where the roads are?
Yes.
And it appears to be a fair and accurate depiction of the layouts of particularly Cedar Crest, Fairview, and Chapman Street?
Yes.
Okay, I would offer that, Your Honor.
Is there any objection?
Dun, dun.
And Mr. McCabe, why don't you hand over the other one?
Dun, 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 dun. Wow, the sirens.
May I display that for the jury, Your Honor?
Remember that will be exhibit 88. Oh, thank you.
Well, what is displayed on the screen, Mr. McCabe, does that appear to be what I just showed you? In
Hi,
Exhibit
Kelly.
88?
Yes.
You see that there's a red bubble there. Does that have any meaning to you as you look at the map?
Yes, it'd be the location of 34 Fairview.
Okay.
Good idea, too.
And as we look at the map, Cedar Crest is up the top and Chapman is down the bottom.
That is correct.
With regard to the directions that you gave, or you or your wife gave John O'Keefe, if they were coming as you directed them on Chapman Street, would they be taking a right?
My
on
pleasure,
Fairview or a
Reese.
left?
If they went the way that we mentioned, they'd be taking a left.
Okay, so in terms of looking at this map, they'd be traveling on Chapman Street really from the left to the right as you look at Exhibit 88, correct?
Yes, left to right, correct.
And that would allow them to take a left down Fairview, heading towards Cedar Crest, correct?
That is correct.
And you would agree with me that that would put the driver's side closest to the Albert property
Always.
if they just kept going straight all the way to Cedar Crest, correct?
Yes, the driver's side would have been closest to the property.
Okay, let me turn the lights back on. That would mean.
Could be,
but-
Ernie.
So you agree with me that your state of mind was that was the direction that they would go?
That's what I thought they would have, that's how I thought they would have come into the neighborhood, correct?
But you never saw the black SUV traveling in that direction or parked in that direction, correct?
That's correct.
That would mean that in order for the SUV to be facing in the other direction, one way would be for it to make a 3-point turn, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
So we're saying if they came down from Chapman and then spun around and facing back up towards Chapman, is what you're asking? Yes, at some point she would have had to turn around.
Or do a 3-point turn, correct?
She could do a 3-point turn, or she could just loop around at Cedar Crest and come back up. Either one.
Right. And a 3-point turn would be consistent with what the V-shaped tire tracks that you saw when you looked out the front of Brian Albert's house, correct?
Objection.
Sustain.
When you were interviewed by Michael Proctor on January 29th of 2022, you had not spoken with Ryan Nagel, correct?
No.
So it's fair to say you did not know what, if anything, Ryan Nagel had seen in terms of how or what direction the black SUV arrived in, correct?
Objection.
Sustain.
Pretty cool, huh, Shari? Adam made it for me.
When
He's
you
so
spoke to
clever.
Michael Proctor on January 29th of 2022, the phone conversation that your wife had with John O'Keefe that you were either participating in or listening to, that was regarding the directions. That was fresh in your mind on January 29th.
Oh, I
correct?
meant to say also, hi, Holly.
Those directions
Holly.
had just been given to
Thank you
John,
for being here.
the night before or really hours before, correct?
Yes.
I don't reckon, Pat. I
So-
reckon it was just a message.
On January 29th, when you're talking to Michael Proctor, believing that John had driven down Chapman Street, you were trying to square in your own mind how the vehicle wound up in the other direction when you looked out the house, correct?
Objection.
Were you?
Were you?
Can you just repeat that again?
Yeah,
I think I heard you. I just want to make
It
sure.
wasn't a great question. I'll see if I can make it any better. You're talking with Michael Proctor on January 29th in the afternoon, correct?
Yes.
And he's asking you about the positioning of the black SUV, among other things, correct?
Yes.
And again, I'm just getting to your state of mind. Your state of mind
Hi.
was that you gave the direction, you or your wife gave the directions to John, and you're thinking he came down Chapman, but you never saw the vehicle in that direction. It was only in the other direction facing toward Chapman. Is that fair?
Yes.
And so you're naturally trying to square in your own mind, trying to make it make sense as to how that happened, correct?
Objection.
You can answer that. Were you trying to swear that in your own mind?
I wasn't trying to, I don't know if I was trying to square it. I just knew that for some reason her vehicle was facing up Chapman. Are you asking? But I don't know what she did. I just know her vehicle was facing up Chapman.
And to you, that was the significance of the V-shaped tire tracks when you're talking to Proctor, right?
Objection.
Was it?
If I recall, I said there was a V-shaped tire tracks, and I believe the question was, could it be consistent with a 3-point turn? I said it could be. I didn't know if it was a 3-point turn. It could be because there was weird tracks. Again, I did not see the vehicle. I don't know if she pulled in the driveway and turned. I don't know.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teresa. Miss Shorty, number one. I mean, sometimes. Thank you so much for the super chat. Love it. Love your face. And I'll play that again because it's fun.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Back to it. Thanks, Teresa.
Could it be consistent with a
Wait,
3-point turn?
Right?
Objection.
Up Chapman. Are you asking? But I don't know what she did. I just know her vehicle was facing up Chapman.
And to you, that was the significance of the V-shaped tire tracks when you're talking to Proctor, right?
Objection.
Was it?
If I recall, I said there was a V-shaped tire track, and I believe the question was, could it be consistent with a 3-point turn? I said it could be. I didn't know if it was a 3-point turn. It could be because there was weird tracks. Again, I did not see the vehicle. I don't know if she pulled in the driveway and turned. I don't know if she went to Cedar Crest and turned. I don't know if she did a 3-point turn and turn. I have no idea.
All right, but just one last question on this 3-point turn. You offered the V-shaped tire tracks as an explanation for what could have happened, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow that one.
I had
I'll
stated there
allow
was a
that one.
V-shaped tire tracks. I didn't say it was a 3-point turn.
All right, well, you'd agree with me in any case that if John and Karen entered from Cedar Crest and you saw them where you saw them, there'd be no need for a 3-point turn, correct?
So you're saying if she didn't come from Chapman, she came from the other side, Cedar Crest, there would be no need for a 3-point turn
Because
or any type of turn because she was already facing that way.
that's right. If she came from Cedar Crest, she's already in the very direction that you saw the black SUV when you looked out, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, your testimony during this trial is that you were looking straight out from the house to the street And, again, I understand your qualification. It could have been
I'm
3
back.
feet this way or 3 feet that way. But your memory is that the car was essentially right in front of you, give or take, the first time you saw it.
My memory is the car was right in front of the front door.
Yes, okay. And you were looking straight at it, correct?
Ew,
As I had
baby
stated
fella.
earlier, the first time I looked out, I don't recall if I was looking straight out from the front door or if I was peeking out through the window, but it was
Peeking. I think we can all agree you were probably peeking like a creep. Peeking like a murdering cover up of a murder creep. Colin Albert is we're going to do this same thing. We're going to do it all again tomorrow night at same time, 6 Eastern, which I'll try to get right with the daylight savings thing. But yeah, 6 Eastern, we're going to do Colin Albert. We need to talk because bang, bang, pull up, bitch. I'm going to fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Yikes. There goes the monetization. Nah, it's already gone.
my sight would have had it lined up in front of the front door. So if I looked out from the front door, then it would have been, yes, straight in front of me.
And you would agree with me that when you were looking at the vehicle from wherever you were looking at it, you were looking
Wait,
straight
I didn't
over
hear
the
it.
front lawn, correct?
I would have been looking over the lawn
And you would,
through the window, but it was,
and you were looking straight at it, correct?
as I had stated earlier, the first time I looked out, I don't recall if I was looking straight out from the front door or if I was peeking out through the window, but it was, my sight would have had it lined up in front of the front door. So if I looked out from the front door, then it would have been, yes, straight in front of me.
And you would agree with me that when you were looking at the vehicle from wherever you were looking at it, you were looking straight over the front lawn, correct?
I would have been looking over the lawn, correct? Again,
And
I was focused on the
tire
vehicle.
tracks were
Hold on, Mr.
Sorry.
Netti.
I said I was focused on the vehicle. I was focused.
I didn't know that he was not done with his answer.
My fault.
We only can have one person speaking at a time. The court reporter can't be expected to have two different people at the same time. So please be cautious. The lawyer needs to be cautious of that.
I will try, Your Honor. Did you get your full answer out, sir?
I did.
You would agree with me that the V-shaped tire tracks were farther away from you than the front lawn?
Yes, they were on the road.
JFK's in the
And
house.
if you were able to clearly
JFK
see those
is in
V-shaped
the
tire
house.
tracks, you certainly were able to clearly see the Albert front lawn, correct?
As I mentioned, I was looking over the lawn, but I'm assuming
Good
the
to
lawn
see
was
you,
somehow in my
JFK.
visibility. I wasn't focusing on the lawn.
Okay. I'm going to try that question again and see if I can get a yes or no answer.
Ooh,
If
the
you were able to
shade.
clearly see the V-shaped tire tracks, you were certainly able to clearly see the Albert's front lawn, correct?
If I looked at it, it's a confusing question. As I said, I was focused on the road. I wasn't looking at the lawn.
But let me be clear. I'm not asking you if you looked at it. I asked if you were able to clearly see it.
I would be able to, yes.
And when you looked out at that black SUV, you and saw the V-shaped tire tracks, you did not see a 6'2" man lying on the front lawn, correct?
No, I did not.
And at no point in time, whenever you looked at that black SUV, did you see John O'Keefe inside the vehicle, correct?
No, I did not see John in the vehicle.
At no point in time did you hear any yelling outside 34 Fairview, correct?
No, I did not.
At no point in time did you hear any scream of pain outside 34 Fairview, correct?
No, I didn't.
At no point in time did you ever hear any crash noises outside 34 Fairview.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
No,
I'll allow it.
And last question on this point, at no point did you hear any noises at all outside 34 Fairview that attracted your attention?
no, there's music playing in the house, so I didn't hear anything.
Okay. Now, after being at the Albert home for a period of time early that morning, you left the home approximately 1:40 a.m. or so?
Yeah, give or take 140, 145.
Give or
I
take
don't know the exact time.
And you
2:30.
walked out with your wife, Jen McCabe, and two of Brian Jr.'s friends, correct?
Yes, Brian's two friends were joining Jennifer and I. We were driving them home.
And whether you knew their names or not that night, you subsequently learned their names to be Sarah Levison and Julie Nagel.
That's correct.
And you all came out of the house together,
Thanks
correct?
for dropping by, JFK.
Yeah, I don't recall who was where when we walked to the car, but we all left
Pretty
the house at the same
cool.
time.
And directly in front of all of you was the front lawn, correct?
If I was to walk straight out the front door, yes, the front lawn's in front of me.
And when you were walking out, the black SUV was gone, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And when you first came out of the house facing that front lawn, you didn't see a black baseball cap, correct?
That's correct.
Or a black sneaker, correct?
That's correct.
Or 45 pieces of red plastic taillight, correct?
That's correct.
Or even one, correct?
That's correct.
And once again, you didn't see a 6'2" man lying on the front lawn, correct?
No, I wish I did, but I didn't.
As you were walking out with your wife and these two other women, none of them yelled that they saw anything like that, correct?
Correct.
And then you all piled into the vehicle, which was in the driveway, correct?
Yes.
You and your wife got into the front, the driver's seat and the passenger seat, correct?
Yes, I sat in the driver's seat. My wife was in the passenger seat. I had to brush off the car, but that's where we sat.
And the other two women who were friends with Brian Jr. got into the second row passenger seat, correct?
Yes.
And I believe your
Exactly,
testimony is you
Emily.
don't know who was where within that, but they did get in there.
Yes, they were behind us. I don't know who sat in what seat.
Once you got inside the vehicle, is that when you realized that you had left something back into the house?
I don't recall leaving something in the house.
I'm sorry?
I don't recall leaving something in the house. I don't. If I did, I did. I don't recall leaving something in the house.
You don't recall going back into the house?
No, I don't recall going back in the house.
Countless lies, Jess.
If you went
Countless.
back into the house, the front lawn would have been directly in front of you from the driveway, correct?
The lawn would have been to my left, and I would have went up the walkway to
Right.
the house.
Okay, well, that's my next question. When you went up the walkway, the front lawn would have been to your left, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And then coming out, you would have had the same view that you'd had the first time, correct?
Yes, it would have come back out the same way down the steps to the left.
And without going through all the various items that I asked you about in terms of not seeing on the front lawn, the speaker, the cap, the tail light, et cetera, you didn't see any of that stuff at any point the second time, correct?
Correct. I did not see anything.
Okay, so now you're finally back in your vehicle and you are backing out of the driveway, correct?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that to get to your, well, strike that. Is it fair to say that to drop the women off, your plan was to head toward Chapman Street?
Yes, that's what we did.
Which would mean that as you back out of
Yes,
the driveway, the
Darren,
rear
yes.
end of your car would have been facing towards Cedar Crest.
Correct.
And then you would straighten out and now you've got a straight shot up toward Chapman Street, correct?
Yes.
And it would also mean that you drove the length of the Albert's property, correct?
Yes.
While you did that, sir, Julie Nagel never said, what was that? Did she?
Julie Nagel.
I did not hear Julie say that.
She never said she had seen a black object, correct?
A black
I did
blob.
not hear her say that.
She never said that she saw a black blob, correct?
I did not hear.
Lally's case was mind-numbing. Made the jurors miss the fuckery. By design, absolutely, Wendy. By design.
Her say that.
And she didn't say that the black blob that she supposedly saw was 5 or 6 feet in length, correct?
Again, I did not hear her say it.
And she never said that she might have seen a person, correct?
I did not hear. You talk about in the car?
Correct.
Yeah, I did not hear her say it in the car.
And you were right there driving, correct?
I was driving, obviously focused on the road. The windshield wipers, it was snowing pretty heavily.
You didn't have earplugs in.
I didn't, but they were all talking in the car.
You didn't have AirPods.
Scallywag.
No, I didn't.
Certainly not the
Lallywag.
noise cancellation AirPods, correct?
Correct. I did not have earpods in.
And you never stopped the car because you never heard Julie Nagel say anything about anybody being in trouble, correct?
I did not hear her say it.
Okay. You woke up the next morning, as you said, to screaming, correct?
Yes.
Jan!
The screaming was so loud that you thought that the person screaming was actually in your bedroom, correct?
That is correct.
That was,
Oof.
and it startled you.
Oof,
fair to say?
Rachel.
Yes, it did.
And then ultimately, you learned that Karen Reed ended up in your driveway, correct?
Yes.
You could hear her screaming outside, correct?
I could hear her outside. Correct.
She was hysterical.
She was screaming, Jen. She just kept repeating, Jen.
Jan!
In a hysterical manner.
Jan!
Yeah, Jen, Jen. Yes.
And
Jen,
she was screaming
Jen.
so loud that she was in danger of waking up the whole neighborhood, correct?
She was loud. Correct.
And other than screaming Jen, Jen in that hysterical tone, you really couldn't make out her words a lot of the time, correct?
Not when she was outside my house. No.
Skipping ahead to when you went back to Fairview that morning, it's fair to say that when you went, did you say that you went inside Fairview at maybe around 7 a.m.? Is that a good estimate?
Yeah, I don't know the exact time, but it would say give or take, could be a little before, a little after, but somewhere in that vicinity.
And I believe you testified that the only people inside that you saw there were your wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert. In addition to Officer.
Officer, at that moment, that's what I recall seeing there.
Okay, so
Absolutely,
there were,
Taryn.
and you didn't know where Brian Jr. was, whether he was sleeping, but you didn't see him.
I don't recall seeing him at that moment. No.
And Officer Lank was the only police official that you saw inside, correct?
At that moment. Correct.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Hang on, Buster.
Now-
Come in. I locked Buster out.
In the-
Oopsies.
Days after January 29th, you participated in a group text exchange with 3 other people. Do you recall that?
Could you name the 3 people?
Sure. You had a group text chat going with your wife, Jennifer McCabe, your brother-in-law, Brian Albert, and your sister-in-law, Nicole Albert, correct?
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Jess.
I'd
yes.
like to ask you some questions about that group text chat, if I might.
Sure.
You would
In the
agree with
basement,
me
Cat.
that on February 1st of 2022, that was 3 days after John O'Keefe passed away, correct?
Yes.
And at some point on February 1st of 2022, you were physically either at or near the Albert
You're
home
done,
at
Lanka.
34 Fairview in Canton, correct?
I could have been. I don't recall if I was there.
You recall watching what investigators were doing in the neighborhood
Exactly,
on February
JFK.
1st?
I do not. If you could show it to me, I could maybe reflect my memory. I do not recall. that
Reflect my
specific
memory.
day.
He's
You
forgetting
don't
his
recall
words.
monitoring what troopers were doing in
I
the
was not
neighborhood?
monitoring anything that the troopers were doing. If I had driven down the street, dropping someone off, picking somebody up, and saw the troopers, then I saw the troopers. I was not monitoring anything.
Directing your attention to 1:34 p.m. and 27 seconds. You texted your wife, Brian Albert.
Here we go.
and
Here we
Nicole Albert,
go.
quote, troopers back out front, but in front of Asian house. Did you not?
If I texted that, you could show it to me.
May I put you on?
Yes.
You're gonna
02150.
fuck Plevin?
No, show it to him.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
Touch it?
Oh, you showed it.
Show it to
Oh,
Mr.
I'm
Miller.
sorry.
And
Hi,
don't reference
Patricia.
me.
Good to
You
see
think this is
you.
my first try?
Shit.
Thank you.
I'm showing you a document, sir, and if you look up or look at it by
Do you
yourself
have,
and
do
look
you
up at me
have
when you're
glasses
done.
with you?
I don't use glasses, but I can't see this. So
Fuck
maybe I
off,
need
Patty.
glasses.
Um,
I'm making it out. I got it.
I do have a-
Is it light?
No, he says he doesn't.
No, it's
wear
not. It's just dark, but I got it. Go up the front. What the hell?
If you're struggling,
I'm reading mine, right? The middle one?
yeah,
yeah,
you take
yeah.
all your time, the time.
Yep,
you
I
need.
got it.
Jeff, here we go. Here we go.
I see it.
If I may just grab
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
Having reviewed that document, is your memory refreshed?
I see that I texted what you said I texted. The
Okay.
troopers were outside of the house. Yes.
Right, that's my question. This
He's
is a page that contains the group.
He's fucking shitting himself. All the color just drained out of his face. Wait. We got to watch it again, chat, right? Goofball, murdering goofball.
I can see this. So maybe I need glasses. I'm making it out. I got it.
I do have
Is it light?
He's got
No,
it.
he says he doesn't.
No, it's
wear
not. It's just dark, but I got it.
So many questions, right?
Go up front.
Oh.
What the hell?
If you're struggling,
I'm reading mine, right? The middle one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you take
yeah.
all your time, the time.
Yep,
you
I got it. Yep, I see it.
need. If I may just grab
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
Having reviewed that document, is your memory refreshed?
I see that I texted what you said I texted. The
Okay.
troopers were outside of the house. Yes.
Right, that's my question. This is a page that contains the group text that you had with Jen McCabe, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert, correct?
Yes.
And in terms of the question that I asked you, you now acknowledge that you testified troopers back out front, but in front of Asian house, correct?
That's correct.
Mr. McCabe, what is an Asian house?
The next door neighbors to the Alberts were Asian.
Oof.
So you mean that a family of Asian origin lived next door?
Hi,
Yes,
Karen.
They were the next door
I knew I
neighbors
saw
to your
you.
brother-in-law and sister-in-law?
correct. They lived, if you come out of Fairview, they lived to the right of the Alberts.
And did you know their last name was the Chungs?
I had no idea that I've never met them. I don't know their last names. I just knew it was an Asian family next door.
And you didn't feel the need to ask their names or try to call them by their names.
Never met.
Objections sustained. You know what, Ms. Giannetti, let's come to sidebar, please.
Let's come to sidebar, please. Let's come to
I'll take any
sidebar, please.
motherfucker's
Thanks
money
for
if he
joining.
giving it away. Shit.
Welcome, Gigi. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Cool. There's cool member-only emojis in chat for you to use. We have fun here. We do serious stuff, but we also have some fun, don't we, chat? Fear sweat. He is swallowing hard. Yes, Ernie, get a pizza. I don't think Adam's here at the moment. Yeah. So you can see the sweat coming out of his pores. Yes, Bob. Coco, too old to learn this shit. We're never too. It's never too old. Never too old, Coco. Oh shit. Of course he didn't. Oh, Shari D. Thank you, darling. $9.69. Is that?
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Perfect timing. Thanks, Shari.
When you did tell the group chat about the troopers being at that house, nobody asked you to clarify which house you were talking about, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow that. Did anyone ask you to clarify?
Nobody asked me to clarify that I recall.
In fact, Brian Albert responded with just a question right now.
Joe.
Do you recall that?
Yes, I think that was on the screen you just showed me.
And you responded yes, correct?
Did I get to see all the text or no?
And with the court's permission,
Yes.
I'm going to give you the previous page in case you need it.
Just give it to him. Thank you.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? You can't do it from your phone if you've got an iPhone. I have once, I think, joined a channel once on
I'll
my
just give you one,
iPhone.
and if you need the other, just let me know.
No problem. Thank you.
And again, just look at it silently to yourself. And look up.
Silently to yourself. Welcome to the crazy train. Exactly. Welcome aboard.
So am I to assume where you said Brian Albert said right now?
Yeah, would you like to see that?
So would that be the last one and then this is the next one?
What you,
I'm just making sure.
I understand. I appreciate that. You tell me.
Okay.
If with the court's permission.
Sure.
Thank you.
Exactly, Coco. Exactly. It'd be burned in your brain. Trauma does do things to memory, but I don't think they've got trauma. They're just all sketchy as all fuck.
Yep. That's what I was just looking for.
I've
I mean,
tried
select
to,
the document.
Ernie. It always goes back
I
to
didn't read
my
the rest of
app.
No, take your time, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
No,
You would agree with me that after you told the group in this group text,
Emily, yes, but they remember the times. You know why? Because the times are all manufactured. The times are all manufactured. Very interesting. Selective memories. A bit like Sarah Boone. Interesting.
that the troopers were back out front, in front of that house.
You're sweating
Brian
bullets.
Albert's response was right now.
yes.
And then you said yes, correct?
Yes.
And then Brian Albert replied, okay, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. As of the reading.
No speaking
Is that how he
objections?
replied?
Wait.
That's what it just said. Yes.
All right. Now, at that point, you texted
You're not allowed to do speaking objections, Lily. What's going on there? Bev didn't chastise him or admonish him for it, though, did she? She just let it slide because it's Lally.
the group that you were trying to get a picture of what you were seeing, correct?
I didn't see that on the text.
And you don't deny that you said that in the text,
Can you
correct?
show me the text, please?
Same, Heather.
Oh,
Same.
You said you didn't see it in the
I didn't
text?
see
Same.
that.
I'm
No.
sorry. I think that's probably because I didn't give it to you. May I approach?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Get the man a torch. Exactly, Shari. That was a very telling moment. We're doing we're doing Brian Albert next Saturday night, 5 p.m. next Saturday night. That might change. But Brian Albert, we need to talk. You murdering piece of shit. Like literally. Fatty Matty, I don't think was I don't believe he was part of the actual assault on Officer John O'Keefe, my opinion. But I mean, he was on the lookout. Matty M on the backup and the lookout. And now he is sweating bullets.
Have you shown those both to Mr. Lally?
That's the next page after this one. I'm showing you 2 pages.
Okay.
Again, read it to yourself and look up at me when you're done.
My lights are getting bright in my eyes.
Do you have a phone with a flashlight on you?
I don't have a phone on me. If you have a flashlight, I'll be able to see it.
Do you have a phone with a recording?
Just dark.
Madam Court Reporter.
Do you have a phone with where you can quickly go into record and videotape while you've got the torch on this this transcript? Because that would be really useful for you to be able to give to Jen so she knows what's what. Thank you. Thoughts, chat? I think yes.
Mr. Clerk.
Because if I recall, and I may be wrong, I think he uses the iconic Madam Court Reporter's phone for the torch, but then doesn't, and she's got a light-coloured phone case, so we can watch this. If I recall, at some point during his looking at the document, it changes to a dark colour, perhaps even a red, if my memory serves me, phone case. Interesting. And suspicious.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, much better.
I think a lot of people thought that, Jess. Congratulations, Ernie. That's fantastic. Practice makes perfect, huh?
I got it now.
Grab that from you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Heather. I knew it.
Having reviewed that, do you acknowledge that you texted
Many,
the group that
Debbie,
you were trying to
many.
get a picture of what you were seeing?
Yes, I said I was going to try to take a photo.
All right. You would agree with me that you
Wait, I'm
were
sorry,
watching
excuse me,
was
what?
going on, correct, on February 1st?
I'm sorry. Excuse
no.
me, what? What did you say?
Thanks.
About a photo?
Having reviewed that, do you acknowledge that you texted the group that you were trying to get a picture of what you were seeing?
Yes, I said I was going to try to take a photo.
Of that. Okay.
Um,
Focus.
You would agree with me that you were watching what was going on, correct, on February 1st?
No, I just happened to be driving through the neighborhood at that moment.
So you happen to be driving through,
Hey, Ashley. Good to
and
see
then
you.
you texted the group to tell them what you saw, correct?
Yes.
And then you didn't just keep driving up the road and leave the area, did you?
I think I did.
Well,
unless you tell me I went back, I think I did. I said I was going to try to take a picture.
right, well, that's my point.
Yeah.
You weren't, just having seen the troopers back out there at that house, in your mind, you still weren't done, correct?
I was going to take a picture to show them, oh, the troopers are outside your house.
Found
Right,
it.
So in answer to my question, you
Another
weren't
one.
done with that scene, correct?
I think I was, because I don't know if I took a picture.
Well,
I think I went through. I mentioned I was going to try to take a picture. I don't know if I took a picture or not.
you didn't
Yes, Biffle, he
intend to be
switched
done at
phones.
that point, correct?
I didn't intend to be done.
Right, because you wanted to take a picture of what was going on.
I was going to take a picture to show them that troopers were outside in front of the
You
house.
wanted to
Correct.
continue to monitor what was going on, did you not?
I was not monitoring what was going on. I just happened to drive by at that moment.
May we be seeing the sidebar?
Okay.
Okay. Sidebar. Oh, that's awkward because I'm doing lip gloss. Cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he switched phones. I knew the phone case was different. He is so panicky now. So Joe asked, wait, he switched phones? And Heather says, yeah, Joe, they take a break and Bev's him permission to get his own phone. Interesting. Suspicious, right? Suspicious. But he wasn't monitoring. I think he was recording it. I think he got his video going. What would Bev do? Nothing. She's going to endorse that. She's going to, I'll allow it. LMFAO. Yeah. I'm laughing my fucking ass off too. Always, always. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I will put it up on the screen because. Because why? Because why? I don't even know anymore. Exactly. Imagine. Wait, oh, I can't imagine how frustrating this trial was for Karen. I mean, it shows on her face, right? The poor woman. Poor woman. She's an incredible force. He and his bitch wife can't mind their business. Damn you, StreamYard. What happened? What happened? Thank you, Debbie.
Is there any objection from counsel if Mr. McCabe brings his own phone back in? Should he need a flashlight again?
No objection.
So why don't you do that?
I object. Objection.
All right. Thank you.
All rise for the court, please.
I reckon, Karen. I reckon. All rise. Okay, we're going to lunch. Right. Hang on. Let me stop screen and put this in the middle here like this. Let me get through the fan. Only fan. Let's see. Wow, people watch the fan. Okay. Wait, people did watch the fan. Oh, sorry, you can't see this, but the most viewed section was like people watch the fan. Presents. We're coming back. They're all snippers in there, aren't they? Hey.
Yes.
Thanks, JFK. Pretty cool, huh? My guy Adam Drives Helen made it for me. It's pretty
All right,
cool.
Ms. Giannetti.
Thank you, Ron. Mr. McCabe, I'm going to approach this a little bit of a different way to hopefully make
I
it
don't know.
easier
I
for
didn't
you
do
and me and the jury. I'd like to hand you, with the court's permission, the 4 pages that you've already reviewed, just to have you identify them. If I may, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I'd just like
Belinda.
you to take a look at them and just confirm that's what you've already seen before we took the break.
Pause. Belinda says she's a few minutes behind, but Matt shits himself when he's handed the text. Yes, all the color drops out of his face. Yeah, thanks, JFK. The neon, the background, Adam Drives Helen, who does all the videos for the music that Turd Ferguson has written for me or has written. Not all of her stuff is Adam videos, but anything I play generally is, and he is a video editor, a very good one. So yeah, hit him up. I'm sure he can give you mates rates to do something like that for you. Yeah, he's very good at what he does. Oh, and he's back. Here he is. Ask him himself. Yes, good to see you back, Adam. Babe, I love you. Adam is very talented. Pirate flags up again in the chat. I don't think he saw them last time. Pirate flags in the chat. Adam is fantastic. We love Adam. I love Adam. Yeah. JFK, nothing in life is free, and Adam's very talented. So.
Yes, these are the ones you showed me earlier.
Thank you, sir. May I approach?
Yes.
Having reviewed those, sir, does this appear to be an accurate transcription of the sequence and the content of the group text chat within that time frame?
Yes.
I would offer that, Your Honor.
All right. The only concern I have is I don't want to give the jury something they need a flashlight to read.
Well, my next.
So can I see it?
Of course.
Why don't I see counsel?
Oh, sidebar. Yes. Yeah, it's cool. We were JFK. I wanted to do like a roller coaster or a Ferris wheel, and Adam, that he has access because of his job. He has access to all sorts of stock footage, and we couldn't find anything, or he couldn't find anything that was kind of in my branding. It was all very light and cheerful, or no pink, and so we thought, what about the black brick wall that I use for my members only chats thumbnails? And then we both had the same idea separately to use a neon on the outside, and we did it together through StreamYard. It's amazing what you can do around the world with StreamYard, and yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, what else we happening in chat here? Joe, I'm not putting that on screen. Yeah, Jess, we're all here with this as family. Absolutely. Your comment has, yes. Adam, I got you, homie. Hit me up. James can get a hold of me, JFK. And or you could follow each other on Twitter. Either way, either or. So yes. Bingo. Amazing. Coco. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either, Heather. I've been JFK. I haven't watched your stream last night with Sean last night. I hear amazing things. I've just been doing all the live streams myself, but it's on my top priority to watch because I've heard it was fire. Bravo. Plenty in chat, huh? Pretty cool. Bev's always a bitchy voice. Bev's always got a bitchy voice. That's what that. So what does Barbara say? He needs another one of his phones to use the flashlight to see the paper he's reading. No, he needs his phone so that he can record it. He can record what he's looking at so he can take it home and show the Wicked Witch of Canton. Yeah, we work together. It's a pretty cool thing. Rising seas lift all ships, Debbie. That's mine and Adam's mantra, and I'm pretty sure it's JFK's on some level also. Love is love. That's what JFK says, and I agree. Does anyone else? Karen Cole says, does anyone else think Matt McCabe's looks like Will Ferrell, Dad's Home? I think he looks a lot like Gary Busey. I think Ernie is not with me on that one. Hey, if you haven't already, you should subscribe to Karen's channel. I have. She has great content. Amazing woman. Member of the channel. Why wouldn't you? And great insights. Will Ferrell. Could be. Yes, Debbie. It was great last night. My pleasure, JFK. Oh, we're back. We're back. So good, those sound effects. So good. Adam also uploaded all my sound effects, so easy peasy. Pretty cool. I mean, he makes it look easy. Oh, really? I look forward to it, Biffle. I would absolutely, after this, I'm watching it for sure. Not that I had to be convinced, but you've convinced me.
Can I have them in front of me
Can
while
I
you're
have that?
displaying them?
Yes.
Thank you,
Please.
Adam.
Thank you very much.
And feel free to use the flashlight there.
Yes, thank you.
I might
Oh,
mute
yeah, that's
myself for a
much better.
second.
Yes.
Hang on.
Now we can all see it.
Gone into one earbud.
With regard to
Eyes
your
on.
initial text exchange that we talked about, can you confirm what you texted at 1:34 and 27 seconds in the afternoon of February 1st of 2022?
Yes. Do you want me?
Yes.
Oh, poop is back out front, but in front of Asian House.
Then, 'cause it's
Looks like more has been dug up there for at
anyway,
least
no more echo.
there, or at least looks like it.
And Mr. Bishop, you go down the page to see the responses.
Of course, Karen. Of course. Why is it so quiet? Oh, they're away from the mics.
And who was it that responded to your notification that the troopers were back?
Be quiet.
That would be Brian Albert.
Right now, see.
Yeah, yep, see,
And his response was?
Why is it
right now.
And that was at 1:34 p.m. and 45 seconds?
Yes, it was.
And you took that to be a question,
Okay.
correct?
I really can't hear it.
Yeah, asking right now. Yes.
Chris Farley. There we go. Perhaps.
Yes, 21:51, please. Was that what you said?
Maybe is it quiet for you guys or is it just in my ears? Chat, tell me. I think it's just in my ears. Yeah, it's just in my ears.
And you responded to Brian by saying what to his question about right now?
I responded Yes.
And that was at 1:34 p.m. and 56 seconds.
Yes.
Facts, Adam. I think everybody here must be subscribed.
I'm not sure if I was still on
Surely.
scene, but
If
I was
you're not,
obviously,
what are you doing with your
if
lives?
it was in the area, it must have been in the area, correct?
And the next exchange is
Thanks, Reese.
and who responded to you?
Brian Albert again.
And his response was?
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, while I think of it,
Memory as to whether or not
while you're in a subscribing kind of a mood, there's obviously Adam Drives Helen. Amazing content. Late night lives, call-ins. He does pre-produced amazing Lampire radio. He just did a whole spooky week to celebrate and get in the spirit of Halloween. Conspiracy theories, ancient mysteries, not really true crime stuff, but occasionally it skates over there. So he's an amazing creator and YouTuber who's on his way to be able to be monetized, and like that's not really the point, but let's support his channel. He does a lot for us shorties. And Turd Ferguson, yes, Turd Ferguson, songwriter extraordinaire. Who else am I forgetting? Many. And me. Subscribe to me.
Brian Albert was on
Why is
scene
it
at
so
that time
quiet?
or he was somewhere else?
I don't have a memory of where Brian was at that time.
Given the fact that you're saying troopers are out front and he's asking right now,
I'd assume he's not.
I'm just
I'd
going to
assume
go
he's
and get
somewhere
my
else.
other earbuds. BRB. It sounds good. It's my earbuds.
okay, and your response to him, or your response to the group, I should say, was what?
I had to pick up a car, so I drove through.
All right, so this is a little further than we talked about.
Well, I know we'll get into the next one.
So take this one down, please.
I just have a moment here, I'm sorry. Yes, the second bubble, please, Mr. Bates, on 2152. Okay, now we're at 1:35 p.m. and 16 seconds, Mr. McCabe.
Yes, that's correct.
And
Your earbuds, who this?
text to the group of you, your wife, Brian, and Nicole Albert is what?
Trying to get pictures.
All right, and at this point, I've asked the next bubble to be displayed, and then I'm going to skip to the bubble after that once you see it. The next bubble comes
While I
from
think of it,
Brian
while we're
Albert.
in this, let's take a moment because there's text and shit. It's like, yeah. What have I got here?
Ready for the road less traveled? Join Adam Drives Helen on YouTube, where van life meets personal growth. And mysteries of the world come to life. Explore the unknown. Subscribe now. Adam Drives Helen, adventure, growth, and the unexplained. Looking for music that speaks from the heart? Meet Melissa Asylum on YouTube, where every song is a message of love, humor, and justice. She's crafting melodies to show creators how much they're appreciated, tunes to tell friends and family they're loved, and anthems to rally the world to help those who need it most. Join Melissa Asylum and let her songs inspire, uplift, and bring people together. Subscribe now and feel the love.
Yes, Brian Albert.
And that's at 1:35 and
Mr.
36.
Yannetti, let him,
I'm sorry.
the screen speaks for itself. If
What-
it
what-
doesn't, then the witness.
Screen.
What time is that at?
1:35, 32.
All right, and his response was that.
Peter's in the house.
PK, I'm assuming.
All right, the next bubble after that.
Hi, Peter.
It would be,
I can't find you, but I can see you here because Jess said yes.
And that is from whom?
Oh,
Brian Albert.
Megan.
All right. And the time there, are you able to make that out?
Does that say 135.34 or 138.34?
Whatever it says.
Yes, Brazilian girl. Helen is the van, although Adam has recently, in the last few weeks, upgraded to Alice, an RV. Like, it's pretty cool. Alice is pretty cool. He's like so bougie now. No more hipster, all bougie. Pretty cool. But still, the channel, Adam's Drives, Helen remains. Adam. Toot, toot. Apparently, Vinnie Politan thinks Adam drives is a truck driver.
Says, if you can't see it, you can't see it. Next.
Sure. And his response was,
Okay.
does that appear to be correct in the PK?
I'd have to go back and
Well, the previous one.
Next
Peter. Hi, Peter.
All right, we can take that off. I'd like to just go over two more areas of these group chats with you. You would agree with me that later that same day on February 4th, the four of you, your wife, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, discussed in that group chat the fact that
Yes.
Michael Proctor was talking to Kerry Roberts over the phone, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
At 3:01 and 48 seconds, you commented on.
Wait,
the
Megan, maybe I can
interview of
put
Michael
on
Proctor with Kerry Roberts, did you not?
subtitles.
Objection.
Sustained.
This might help.
Okay.
Oh, navigate sidebar. So who knows? Are there subtitles? I don't know. Closed caption. That could help. It won't help hearing me, but probably a good thing. I hope that helps. Helen was a tough old broad. Well, that's a bit rude, Pat, but yes, harsh but fair. Helen is old and salty, just the way I like them. Yes. Yes. Ernie, can you really read lips? That's pretty cool. So anyway, just a little reminder. Yes, Turtle Boy is about to start. Go with my blessings. No need to tell us that you're going to watch Turtle Boy. I won't be offended if you just dip out, as I can see the numbers dipping. So did I miss it? I'll go back. I'll go back. Yeah. So with my blessings, if you'd rather be in a chat where you aren't really seen, where slow mode is on, I mean, catch the rest of us on replay if you like. We may well still be going. But you know, let's just, yeah, I'm going to, Shari. Yes. Yes, Steph, tomorrow night. Sorry, yes, the next Shorty Live is tomorrow night. 2 tomorrow night. Colin Albert, bang, bang, pull up, bitch, advantage, boys. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. But yeah, rewind. I will rewind. Too busy yammering on. How far back, chat? Well, back to when? Here. Okay. And we've got closed captions for Megan and whoever else. Oh, I didn't press play. Shit. Hang on. It's like such, I try to be professional.
Money if he gives it away.
I try to be professional and I just, it's not it. I can't. I try.
Brian Albert.
All right, and the time there, are you able to make that out?
Does that say 135.34 or 138.34?
Whatever it says. If you can't see it, you can't see it. Next.
Sure, and his response was,
Okay.
does that appear to be correct in the PK?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
I'd have to go back and
With my blessing.
previous one,
Just never tell us about it. It's not an airport.
All right, we can take that off. I'd like to just go over two more areas of these group chats with you. You would agree with me that later that same day on February 4th, the four of you, your wife, Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, discussed in that group chat the fact that Michael Proctor was talking to Kerry Roberts over the phone, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
At 3:01 and 48 seconds, you commented on the interview.
I even know that because I have a short of him saying, "Oh my God." I have a playlist, a Justice for John O'Keefe playlist that has all of my, which isn't that many. I've got about 19, I think, Karen Reid trial shorts. and I think I need to do an update. But any episode I've done a live stream that has a Karen Reid, a free Karen Reid, and Justice for Officer John O'Keefe theme is saved in there. So my live stream with JFK, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It was cool. Also, James Jackson came and did a Let's Talk Grief with me, which was a beautiful, moving tribute to his gorgeous late girlfriend Lauren, who passed 1 year ago, only a couple of days ago. So rest in peace, Lauren. And then JFK stormed the house after we moved on from talking about grief to talking about Karen Reid. So watch that. But yeah, so I do have a short with this. So I'll just shut up and we'll listen to it, huh? But yeah, plenty of content in my Justice for John O'Keefe playlist.
Interview of Michael Proctor with Kerry Roberts, did you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
Bingo, JFK's still here. Oh my God, there it was. There it was. Bingo. And we go on to side. Oh, we go to side.
3:01 and 48 seconds. You commented on the interview of Michael Proctor with Kerry Roberts, did you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
May we be seen?
Kill me now. Kill me. Oh my God. Remember chat when we did the Trooper Garino live? And we I missed it. I missed it. So then we found the Kill Me Now, thanks to Turtle Boy, and had a short on it, a TikTok short, I think. And we found it and watched it about 45,000 times. Miss Shorty, curious if you're still planning a Karen Reid standout. Actually, I should. 10th. I nothing comes up. I'll see how I'm feeling. It's supposed to be on the 10th of November, which is what? Next weekend. Yikes. Yeah, bear with me. I might put it back by a little bit because I don't know. Probably. Ha ha ha. Yes. Yes, Jess. Thank you. That was so funny when you I think that was on the Young Jerks tweet that you commented. Was it? Yes. Funny. Kill me now. Yes, Debbie. And remember how I missed it because I am a professional. And and then we found it. Yeah, in stark contrast to what's happening in the Delphi trial, where the prosecutor is actively telling the witnesses to not speak into the microphones, which is simply amplifying the witnesses' testimony for those in the courtroom. It's not being televised. No cameras. No wonder. Did a whole stream on that last night. Had a bit of a cry, if you want to watch that. Bit of a catch up if you're not familiar with that case. But yeah, these tool bags, they absolutely didn't realize. You'd think that, maybe this was the first hot mic moment. I think possibly it was. So you'd think Trooper Garino would have known. I missed something, didn't I? Someone tell me what she's saying. Me. No, I'm funny, Megan. You're missing it. Megan, fix your phone. You want to hear what again? You want to hear what? You want to hear the what? Oh my goodness. I can't now. There's still, I've gone too far. We can't. Watch my short. Watch my short. It's there. It's funny. I think I have music there. Pretty sure most of my shorts used to always have music to them. These days I'm like a proper known YouTuber, so I don't have time to make shorts because I'm way too important, chasing the clout and the grift. Oh, so funny. Oh, you're welcome. I love you too. Free Scholar, Family Tree. I love all of you. Hear that hot mic. You want to hear it again? Okay. No, just 20 seconds. 20 seconds. We're in a sidey. Yeah, we're in a sideway. I'll allow it. Buster wants to go out. What can I say? It's a long sidebar. I'm doing my best. Okay, wait. Okay. Chat. Let's go back because I don't want to. Who am I to say it? Who am I to say what we watch here? And then I'll skip through the sidebar, yeah? Probably went too far.
So I'd say
two more areas of the discussed in that group chat.
Here we go.
The fact that Michael Proctor was talking to Kerry Roberts over the phone, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
At 3:01 and 48 seconds, you commented on the interview of Michael Proctor with Kelly Roberts, did you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
May we be seen?
And again, how many times?
Interview of Michael Proctor with Kelly Roberts, did you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
May we be seen? You commented on the interview of Michael
Does the
Proctor with
closed
Kelly
caption
Roberts,
pick it
did you
up?
not?
We'll see.
Objection.
Sustained.
May we be seen?
No. Didn't pick it up. Is that enough times? One more.
Michael
One more for
Proctor
those
with
of you in
Kelly
the
Roberts,
back.
Did you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
May we be seen?
Oh my God, I can't believe I've got to sit here and lie like this. Actually, I love it. He loves it. Loves a good lie.
Please.
Can I have the jury back, please?
All rise. Jury out. Anything for you, Reese? Anything. Oh, wait, wrong comment. Yikes. Twat waffle. Why leave? Oh, Coco. I hope you're referring to the Turtle Boy thing. I mean, a lot of people have left. Chat is down by 100. Oh, I'm freaking out. It's freaking me out that I'm freaking you out.
And Mr. Jackson, if you are planning on doing this with the next witness, I'd like you to let Mr. Lally know which ones of these you intend to use so that we can avoid all of this. And if you have a copy from me, that would be helpful for objections.
Big boy? Buster? It's Buster. My big boy.
Court, all rise to the jury.
When we're done, we'll portal everyone to Turtle Boy who's still left here, if you like. That's always a cool thing to Shorty raid at Aiden's chat. Love that for us. Love that for Aiden. Love that for my clout chasing. If you haven't seen it, I did chat to Turtle Boy about 2 months ago. It's not my best work.
I was just going to ask you about the last exchange here. You will agree with me that on February 1st of 2022 at 12:51 and 49 seconds, you texted the group chat to say, ask Chris to ask some questions, correct?
We'll do it. Oh my God.
Yep, I'm reading it right now. Yes, that's correct.
And who was the Chris you were referring to?
That would be Chris Albert.
Brian's brother, correct?
That is correct.
And then you texted your wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole.
I mean, we've still got 110 in the chat. Thank you for staying. If you're staying, I appreciate you. If you're lurking, thank you for being here lurking. I love the lurk. If you're here in chat, of course, I appreciate you. Our chat is the best chat on YouTube. No slow mode here, no need. And if you're in replay crew, of course, replay crew is Bay.
Nicole Albert, quote, tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yeah, that's part of the same text. Yes.
Ms. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
When you told the group to tell them the guy never went in the house.
Very
that
civilized.
was you talking about how you should all get your stories straight, correct?
No.
You would agree with me that your stories are all straight in terms of the guy never went in the house, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
John never went in the house. It's not a story, it's a fact.
It's not a story,
and you
it's a
said-
fact. Actually, I have asked Joe Flipperhead to be a guest, and he has said yes. I did want to have Flipperhead, Tommy, and Boston Mike on as a threesome. and me as the host. So leave it with me. I will. We will do that. Easy peasy. I know good people. I'm an okay person. And so good people think I'm okay. It pays to know the people. Yeah, we'll go back and watch that again. Yes. The guy comment does make us all sick. It's up there, but not quite as offensive as the referring to Chloe as it. If you haven't watched that one, my Nicole Albert, We Need to Talk is there in the playlist. And also the Kerry Roberts. Oh, so many. We've done this a lot of times now, and it's very interesting. Let's do it. Let's see if that's far enough. I'm sure. Thank God for the J button and the L button. Here for it.
Wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert, quote, tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yes,
That's part of the same text.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name? Brian's brother, correct?
That is. Yep, I'm reading it right now. Yes, that's correct.
And who was the Chris you were referring to?
That would be Chris Albert.
Brian's brother, correct?
That is correct.
And then you then texted your wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert, quote, tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yeah, that's part of the same text. Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
That would be John. Officer John O'Keefe, in fact.
When you told the group
motherfuckers
to tell them the guy never went in the house, that was you talking about how you should all get your stories straight, correct?
No.
You would agree with me that your stories are all straight in terms of the guy never went in the house, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer?
I'll go back. But yeah, Karen, who else watches everything, almost everything that's on replay on 1.25 or 1.5x speed? Me. It's me. Hi. But yeah, we should. That's funny. There's some live streamers. I think Oblivious Benson is hilarious to watch, to play on like 1.75 or 2x speed. Oh, best. So funny. It's feral at normal speed, let alone 1.5, 1.75, 1.2, 1.2. Okay. Sorry, focusing. Gosh.
Tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yeah, that's part of the same text. Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
When you told the group to tell them the guy never went in the house, that was you talking about how you should all get your stories straight, correct?
No.
You would agree with me that your stories are all straight in terms of the guy never went in the house, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
John never went in the house. It's not a story, it's a fact.
Well, when you said, tell them the guy never went in the house, Brian Albert was on that exchange still, was he not? He was still part of the group text?
Yeah.
Stories straight, correct?
No.
Never there.
You would agree with me that your stories are all straight in terms of the guy never went in the house, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
John never went in the house. It's not a story, it's a fact.
Well, when you said, tell them the guy never went in the house, Brian Albert was on that exchange still, was he not? He was still part of the group text?
Yes, Brian is on the exchange.
And Brian Albert was the one to respond, wasn't he?
Let me switch pages here. 51.
He responded, did he not?
Yes, he did.
And then at that point, you knew Brian Albert was the oldest brother of the Albert family, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
The oldest sibling in that family, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And in his response to your instructions that his younger brother, Chris.
Actually, I've also had Auntie Deb on on a live. So fun. And that was when Deb premiered his Nurse Kim. So good. I haven't watched the video with Nurse Kim, but it honestly, if there's nobody better at what's the word? My brain. Like mimicking, but that's not the right word. Like Deb, Queen, King, the best. Carry on.
Should say that John O'Keefe never went in the house, or the guy never went in the house. You would agree with me that he responded with one word, correct?
Yes, he did.
And in response to you saying the guy never went in the house, Brian
Chat, I'm trying to see what's on his screen, whether it looks like it's recording paper.
Albert's response was, exactly.
And I'm actually looking up as though I'd be able to see, it looks more like a screensaver, like the wallpaper.
Correct?
Yes, that's his response.
All right, we're done here.
All right. Commonwealth, any redirect?
Just briefly, Your Honor.
Oh, we're almost there. Look at that.
Now, Mr. McCabe, John O'Keefe never went in the house that night. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And from this text communication, as
Thank
far
you.
as Chris Albert was concerned, was Chris Albert ever at the house on that night?
No, he was not.
And this is something that you obviously, the death of John O'Keefe occurring, how it did, where it did, and why it did. That was something that you discussed.
Can you keep your voice up?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Tragic occurrence
Deb.
as far as what happened to
Hi,
John
Anna.
O'Keefe, his death, where, why, how. That was something that you discussed within your family. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Why?
I didn't hear that
Why
one.
was it a discussion in your family?
You're talking about the immediately after? It was-
Shari.
no one knew what happened with John. That's correct.
Can you keep?
Yes, he did.
How far back, Shari? I missed it too. No surprise there. Yikes.
And in his
If you hear a noise, my dog Buster is behind me with a very hard ball, like a ball out of from my work. Anyway, it's very, every time he drops it out of his mouth, it makes a crashing sort of noise. It sounds like it's a rock. It may as well be. So apologies.
response to your instructions that his younger brother, Chris,
Oh,
should say that
I think I went too
John
far
O'Keefe
back.
never went in the house, or the guy never went in the house, you would agree with me that he responded with one word, correct?
Yes, he did.
You
In
did?
response to you
Wait,
saying the guy never went in the house. Brian,
Adam, did you actually do that? That's gold. That's so funny. I mean, he doesn't need the headset. FML, I need lessons on how to do all this tech shit. Oh, well, same. Same. Adam's the man, but he's very busy. I love that Matt is so forthcoming when he's let it spill, saying the quiet parts out loud. Lol. Lol. My goal in life is to get everybody, when they read the word, an acronym, lol, that they, in their head, hear me saying lol.
and Albert's response was exactly, correct?
Yes, that's his response.
All right, we're done here.
All right.
We're done
on,
here.
Anita.
Just briefly, Your
Ooh,
Honor.
we're done here. Boom.
Mr. McCabe, John O'Keefe never went in the house that night. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And from this text communication, as far as Chris Albert was concerned, was Chris Albert ever at the house on that night?
No, he was not.
And this is something that you obviously, the death of John O'Keefe occurring, how it did, where it did, and why it did. That was something that you discussed.
Can you keep your voice up?
Yes, I'm sorry. This tragic
Lol.
occurrence as far as what happened to John O'Keefe, his death, where, why, how, that was something that you discussed within your family. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Sorry, Adam, because I believe this testimony is coming to an end, so the stream will be coming to an end. Would you be able to please set up the portal that when we finish that chat is delivered into Aiden's chat, and we can all say Shorty raid, and like that's pretty cool. Yay.
that's correct.
Why?
I didn't hear that
Why
one.
was it a discussion in your family?
You're talking about the immediately after? It was, no one knew what happened. John never came in the house, so we had no idea what happened to John.
And John was someone you were a friend to, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, did you ever tell anybody?
The guy-
Say at any point in time to the state police, to any investigator whatsoever?
No,
Did anyone in your family or in your
Princess
presence ever
Bride.
tell anyone that in front of you?
no,
Now, you asked some questions about when you were looking out and you saw the SUV, correct?
yes,
And your focus, as you indicated in your testimony, was on the SUV, correct?
yes, that's correct.
Now, during the time that you were looking out, did you ever see a pickup truck outside?
I knew the pickup truck was out there, but again, I didn't look at the pickup. I kind of saw it, but was focusing on the SUV.
And
I saw a vehicle out there. Let's say that.
my question is more so as far as the tire marks that you were talking about in the road, was that before or after the pickup truck was in?
It was after.
Now, you were asking questions about directionality and things of that nature as far as coming down Chapman or Cedar Crest, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And so someone had driven by the house, missed the house, and then went on Cedar Crest, turned around. Presumably then they would be taking a left or a right from Cedar Crest onto Fairview. Is that?
Ava's mom. Wait. Let me check. Sorry, I just thought I was muted. Let me see. Ah, guess what? Yes. Oh my God, what am I doing? I don't know how to do it. I do.
I'll take
Yes.
any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Thank you so much, Ava's mom. Love you, girl. You make me laugh. Ah, thanks. My life is complete when I can make people laugh and smile and feel like we're all part of something. And thank you also to Belinda, for your coffees. Both of you, multiple coffees. Thank you so much.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Thank you so much. Love from San Diego. Thanks for the membership. Paying it forward. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Memberships are fun. Making it rain green is fun. And I've used all my 10 memberships for the month now from YouTube. So it's either out of my pocket or in the balls in your court. Champs, shorties, champs. I don't even know. What am I doing with my life? Anyway, thank you so much, Ava's mom and Belinda. I really appreciate you. Really kind of you. Really, really kind. Shall we get back into it? We're on the home stretch.
Yes, if they passed the house, they would have come to Cedar Crest and turned around and come back onto Fairview.
You asked some questions about whether or not you saw Mr. O'Keefe from your vantage point in the SUV. Is that correct?
Yes, I was.
You didn't see him, correct?
I did not see him.
Could you see anyone inside from where you were?
I could not see anybody in the vehicle.
Did you see anything about the windows as far as their tint or anything like that?
I don't recall the tint. I couldn't see inside, though.
As far as any statements that Ms. Nagel made on the way home, is it your testimony that you, Ms. Nagel, didn't say those statements or that you didn't hear those statements?
I did not hear those statements.
Now, turning to February 1st, do you recall what you were doing on that day when you drove by Fairview?
Same, Steph.
I don't recall what I was doing. I don't recall exactly what I did that day.
Worst.
Were you going specifically by Fairview or where were you?
Based off of reading these text messages.
I don't know whether I should say this, but in Australia, saying champ, calling someone champ is a really big insult, particularly if you're in the prison system. I've heard. A champ is, oh my God, now I've started the story and I can't remember. So I basically insulted you all very much for calling you champs. I feel like champ is suggesting that someone is a pedophile. So I don't know why I said that. And it's one of my shutdowns when I'm shutting down a troll also. So maybe I'm not such a fucking delight after all. I just called you all champs. So sorry. But also while I'm here, oh, girl.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Ernie, I love you too. Like, honestly, my core mod squad, my mod Avengers who are here every time, every live stream, Adam, my lead moderator, my beautiful, beautiful man, Ernie Birdie, my good friend, Turd Ferguson, my amazing songwriter and good friend, Miss Jess, such a light, such a spark, also a good friend. You guys make this chat amazing. Honestly, best mods, thank you. Thank you for everything you do. You spend so much time here with me. And don't give me, like, actually don't give me money, Ernie. God, you make me cry. So thank you. And chat, like these four in particular, but also Amy and Amber, who are here sometimes, really I feel like they make you all feel so welcome. And it's such a special thing. Like I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Yeah, the mods don't get enough credit. If when I'm big like Gazella, I will make a mods buy me a coffee, but for in the meantime, just buy me coffees. I'm a grifter. I'm joking. Thank you, Ernie, and thank you, Adam, Ernie, Jess, and Turd for everything you do for me, and I love you very much. I love you very much. Don't make me cry and get the nose whistle again. Jeez.
I was doing something, picking up a car or something. It says, I don't recall where, and I cut down Fairview.
Now, as far as your statement in those text messages where you said, looks like more has been dug up, do you recall that?
I don't recall it. I read it in the text message.
you recall what that was in regard to? As far as what were they digging?
Sorry, I do recall. They dug out the snow. It looked like the snow banks. It looked like there was more snow dug out in the around the scene.
And by the scene, you mean around with black hole fire hydrant? That was
Correct. Yes.
Do you recall any sort of change in the weather between the 29th and February 1st?
Oh, Steph.
I believe the temperature rose. Snow was starting to melt, if I recall.
Now, when you and your wife were, your wife was talking to Mr. O'Keefe and you were given directions, there was some reference to Bella's house, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And that was sort of used as a directionality as far as Mr. O'Keefe would be familiar with where Bella's house was?
Yes, that's correct.
What, if any, relationship in the past were you aware of between Mr. O'Keefe and Bella and Bella's mother?
At some point, Bella's parents were separated, since divorced. At some point, Mr. O'Keefe had a relationship with Bella's mother.
And after that conversation in which that was referenced as far as Bella's house, did you ever hear from John O'Keefe again?
Never heard from him again.
Nothing further.
Anything?
Just very briefly.
Okay.
You were just asked if you ever told anyone, if you told anyone what to tell the state police or investigators, and your answer was no, correct?
Yeah, I don't recall telling anyone to tell anybody anything.
So with regard to your statement, tell them the guy never went in the house, who's the them?
Do you mind if I go back and read?
No, you don't need to read it. You've
I think I know, I
recorded
just want to
it.
read it.
Yeah, you do.
The
No
them
lube.
was
No lube.
Channel 4 went
We have an
into
emoji for
D&E.
that.
You done with your answer?
Yeah, you just asked me who them was.
And the answer is, you were instructing people on the group chat to tell Channel 4 that the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yes, this was on February 1st.
Sorry.
As I said, none of us in the house had any idea what happened to John O'Keefe. So we instructed, I was saying, we don't know what happened. He never came in the house.
All right, so,
That's what was my statement was.
sir, I didn't ask you for any of that just now, did I?
You just asked me
No,
why I said
I
that.
asked you who the them was.
Objection,
Did I
Your
not?
Honor.
You
Objection,
didn't.
Your
You
Honor.
looked like you
I
asked me to
didn't
elaborate. What
listen.
was
In the house.
Sorry, chat. Not
Anything?
sorry.
Just very briefly.
Okay.
You were just asked if you ever told anyone, if you told anyone what to tell the state police or investigators, and your answer was no, correct?
Yeah, I don't recall telling anyone to tell anybody anything.
So with regard to your statement, tell them the guy never went in the house, who's the them?
Do you mind if I go back and read?
Oh my God. Jess, send nudes. Ashley goes in coded terms, send nudes. I know there's no nudes being sent. And if they are, please don't tell me. She's gorgeous, Ashley. You, Jess, I love you. You do you, boo. I'm never going to reprimand you ever again for going off topic because I'm the queen of off topic.
I think I know. I just want to read it. The them was Channel 4 went into D&E.
You done with your answer?
Yeah, you just asked me who them was.
And the answer is, you were instructing people on the group chat to tell Channel 4 that the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yes, this was on February 1st. As I said, none of us in the house had any idea what happened to John O'Keefe. So we instructed, I was saying, we don't know what happened. He never came in the house.
All right, so,
That's what was my statement was.
sir, I didn't ask you for any of that just now, did I?
You just asked me
No,
why I said
I
that.
asked you who the them was. did I
Objection, Your
not?
Honor.
You didn't. You look like you asked me to elaborate.
Okay, so your answer to my question is, the them was you were saying that Channel 4 should be told that the guy never went in the house. Yes or no?
Channel 4 was who I was referencing. Yes.
No further.
All right, you are all set, Mr. McCabe. I
You
will
are
take
all
those
set.
documents.
Okay, hear me now.
Yes.
He's out of there. We out.
Thank you.
Your next witness, please, Mr. Lally.
Yes, Your Honor. Call Jennifer McCabe to the stand.
Oh, shit. We're not doing that, Lally. Not today. Another time. We'll get to it, though. We'll get to it. So we did it. We made it. Oh, wait. Where am I? Like, in life or right now? Both. Wait. Did he? So Taryn says Turtle Boy took Adam's advice. I had to see the mic. Are you saying that Turtle Boy, that Aiden lost the headset? I presume that he uses that for the earphones, but I think there's headphones that you can get. I'm pretty sure you can get headphones without a gaming mic attached to them. So that's funny. Me want a new manager? Never. Oh, I don't have a manager. I manage my shit, mate. Not very well, but I do. Not a good look, Matty boy. Volunteering unnecessary info. Yes. He ran out to get a drink to wash down his cotton mouth. Hey, lol, you look like you asked me to elaborate. Oh, yikes, Matty. Exactly. Trish, I always want to say Trish. Tish Pomfrits, you're very welcome. It's something I say sometimes when I'm like, they fucked me over, like no lube, which basically means like extra fucked over, not a sexual thing, but it's funny. And I like emojis. So the headset is gone. Yikes. That's pretty cool. So before we go, what have I got to tell you? Month of Mandalas is starting in the 1st of December. If you were interested in joining my Discord, which is super fun, one of the mods will put in the Discord link to my Discord. It's so fun, but also there's information. It's a really good support network, a beautiful community, just an extension of what. Thank you, Shari. I see you. Thank you. I'll check. Yeah, you can't tag me because of my the font torture. I'm a fucking delight. I also am unmanageable. Anyway, focus. So a year ago in December, as suggested by Shannon Shaming, who's the wife of Shaming of Jay Shaming, suggested that if people wanted to do some art therapy for the month of December, because December is pretty hectic, can be, that maybe people would like to join their Discord, and do mandalas. And this is basically a mandala. So I have a little notebook, and when I did them very diligently for mostly every day in December, and it's petered off since then. But I'm going to be doing that in December. Like my first one, it was a little tentative to start with. My doodling. So if you would like to be a part of that, my Discord is the place. We also count in Discord. Cool. So tomorrow night, 6 Eastern, I'll try to work out the time thing. Colin Albert, bang, bang, we need to talk. Then at 9:30 tomorrow evening Eastern, let's talk toxic positivity. It's a little bit of a touchy subject in my world at the moment. But it's a thing that I learned about 4 or 5 years ago. I wasn't aware of toxic positivity and how detrimental it can be to the person on the receiving end, and how people delivering sort of statements that maybe are a bit too positive vibes only, how maybe they don't like really realize that they're doing it. So we're going to talk about that. That's tomorrow night. And then Monday at 6 Eastern also. Never have I ever watched Depp v. Heard. And so we're going to start doing not all of the trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but we'll start with the opening statements and go from there. So that's a cool thing. Yes, Jay and Shannon are amazing. My Discord is a fucking delight too. It really is. Yes. Colin, yes, tomorrow night. Yes. Colin, what a thug. Bang, bang. Terrible fighter. Good with a hand weight, a dumbbell in the back of someone's head. Boom. Pull up, bitch. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Yeah. Exactly. And it's like, there's a fine line between being positive and not negative. I'll cover it tomorrow night. And also, diminishing someone's experience. It's just one of those things. And if you don't know, you don't know. And then let's learn together. Yeah. Buckle up, Heather Taylor. That trial is something else. I've heard so much about it. I think I steered clear of it because it was civil, and I prefer like criminal trials. But we're going to do it. It should be interesting. Colin is just a dumb, mindless white punk. Yes, you all have a great evening. What else we got? Next Friday night, Justin Root special with Jen Root. his Justin's sister, and Beatrice, and hopefully also Jason Broyles, aka not Haley Walbrecht. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for all the super chats and the fun stuff and the staying on
I'll
topic.
take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
Thank you, Adam, for the sound effects. Love them. You're the best. Yeah, it was, Turd Ferguson suggested it to me a few nights ago. I can't remember when it was. Time, flat circle. And she suggested, why don't you do that? And I'm like, well, fuck yes. Why don't we do that? So let's do it. See you all tomorrow. Like I said, thank you so much for the super chats. So much fun for the gifted memberships. Martian, Joseph, me. Thanks, me. I'm amazing. Thanks, YouTube, for the gifted memberships and super chats. Welcome to the new members. Shannon, Gigi. Who else? I think there was. Anyway, thank you so much. It's been a really fun time. I hope we got something out of it. I think we all know that Maddie McCabe is a fucking liar. And Shari sent me a screenshot of his phone to see whether it looks like a screen and wallpaper or live recording. We shall see. Thank you, Adam, for the amazing backdrop, whatever this is called. Looks pretty sweet. Make sure you subscribe to Adam. Make sure you subscribe to Turd. Best mods, Jess, Ernie, Turd, Adam. I love your faces. Chat, I love your faces. Leave a comment after the video has ended. And let's go out with this love song. Mwah.
Our brother, hipster, van dweller, the land pirate radio host, hangs by the Oregon coast. Lisa, our sister, survivor and warrior. Miss Shorty shows care and concern, broadcasting out of Melbourne. They've been streaming for a while, and they know they make us smile. He knew love from 8,000 miles away. 13,000 kilometers, never got it away. Half the world apart, but united in the heart. Both are uniquely complex, bravely seeking what's next. It would be an easier goal to maintain the status quo, but sincere in their beliefs, for us to find our love and peace. They've been streaming for a while, and they know they make us smile. They've been streaming for a while, and they know they make us smile. He knew love from 8,000 miles away. 13,000 kilometers, never gotten away. Half a world apart, but united in the heart. Both are uniquely complex, bravely seeking what's next.